What's up, y'all? Kofi Kingston here, and I would love to have a drink with Wrestling on the Rocks, depending on what that drink is, preferably non-alcoholic, you know?
How's it going? I'm the Celtic Warrior, Sheamus.
Soda.
And I would love to have a drink with Wrestling on the Rocks.
Maple syrup.
Fella.
Woo! We are live for the first time, episode 1. Live, episode 1. Probably real weird when you look down at your podcast and you're like, this says like 38 or 39. Nope, episode 1. Every episode here at Wrestling on the Rocks is episode 1. We cannot figure it out. I already forgot who's on the show today. I know I'm here. I'm at Ref Marsh.
I was hoping we'd get to episode 2 when I come back.
Yeah. I made my big return, and no, here we are. Kev, tell the people who the fuck you are.
I'm Kevlar on the Rocks with an X. Yeah. I don't know what that was about, but yeah, go with it.
Hell yeah. Oh, man, I feel all discombobulated right now. This is good. This is going to go good. It's going to be good. Kev, it's good to have you back, man. You've been gone for a minute. It's been leaving me hanging with Clump. Clump's not here today. He just didn't want to. So
yeah.
He said he had a cold, but I think he just didn't want to. I'm going to do this. I'll block my gut.
Yeah. What are you going to do?
Yeah. I can't blame him. Can't blame him. The dude's been chugging away at episode 1 for as long as I can remember. I mean, you're grossly disappointed by showing up, and we're not in episode 2, and there's no episode 2 in sight. Look, Kev, we started at the bottom, and we will stay there.
Yeah. Like a flat beer.
Yeah, like a flat beer. Hell yeah, man. Let's see. Well, Kev, let's start with the old traditionals. What's in your glass?
I'm actually just drinking a couple brewskis, a couple Miller Lights. Yes, sir.
What kind of? Wait, which ones? Did you say High Life?
Miller Light? No, Miller Light.
Miller
Step
Lite.
up.
All right, no, that's
Not
way
very
better.
fancy, but a step up.
That's a good point. No champagne.
Smooth.
Yeah. What was the? I don't know, man.
Champagne of beers.
Well, that's High
That
Life
was High
champagne
Life.
beers, but didn't?
Yeah.
What did Miller Lite have? I don't know. I know what we don't have is a fucking sponsorship for Miller Lite. So
Bad
we're gonna
grammar.
move on. I'm having Woodford Reserve yet again. Sponsored, not sponsored. They're definitely not giving me booze, but it's on your. Well, God, I'm just falling apart. I need coffee. I've got coffee and whiskey. I need it all. Okay. Let's do this.
Just get an IV going.
Yeah.
Straight to the source.
Yeah. Put it in my veins.
Bypass the liver and everything, just straight into the veins.
Hell yeah. We're not going to really go into it in depth. I'll tell I'll just, oh, fuck, I'm just having a stroke. Woo! You know what? It's not a big deal. It's only our first episode. We'll get to it. We'll figure it out. We won't. We're definitely not. We're not gonna. Takeover took place.
Take a shot real quick.
I thought if I hurried it, I'd be behind it. I'd let the words get in front of me, and it would work. It didn't work.
We got TW Takes in the house.
TW Takes, what's up? TW Takes gave me a shout out on his podcast this week where he just outright said, "Hey, here's a bad joke that Marsh told online." I was like, well, fair. It's public. It's public domain now. Well, Takeover took place this weekend.
Oh, they were asking if it's Woodford Reserve.
It is Woodford Reserve Rye. I'm having the rye one. So it's kind of interesting because rye is traditionally Canadian, and it's the Kentucky straight rye. This makes me wonder. I want to learn more about distilleries and stuff, and be honest. If we can make our own whiskey, that'd be dope.
I got a bathtub.
You got a bathtub, so we got some gin. I've got the trademark for any chemical compound being Wrestling on the Rocks because I messed up our trademark originally. So we are set. I have trademarked the idea of a chemical compound being called Wrestling on the Rocks, trademarked. So,
Nice.
hey, I feel like that's enough. I don't know if you have to get into details
Hey,
about if it's...
I don't know. If all else fails, we can make hand sanitizer.
Yeah, hell yeah. Let's see. Kev, so TakeOver took place this weekend. Did you check it out?
Yes. No.
No? Are you going to have seen
No,
it by
not yet.
Thursday?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
See? See?
Right.
That's why we're not covering it today. So everyone who might be listening saying, are they going to cover it? No, because this is our Raw and SmackDown episode. Thursday we'll be covering AEW and NXT, the TakeOver and fallout thereof. We're going to get into a lot more in depth on it on Thursday. I'm going to say it right now. Kev, I'm going to want to know what you think. To me, match of the night, Ciampa and Thatcher. Hot take.
Nice.
Hot take.
Nice.
So we'll see what you think when you watch it, and we will talk about it on Thursday Night Chaser, because we have to chase all of our wrestling with booze. It's tough to watch otherwise.
Yeah.
TW Takes just joined Twitch today and has already jumped in our Twitch channel chat, which is nice because it's only our first episode. Every episode is our first episode.
You didn't miss anything.
Don't see why.
Yeah, no, if you've been paying attention at all in the beginning, then it's falling apart quick. Sometimes we get far. Dude, remember that episode? We got all the way like an hour and a half in before like we lost connection to literally everything. And I was all like, it was like 45 minutes till we get back online. And I was like, guys, we were only 20 minutes away from the finish line there. Couldn't do it. Couldn't do it. Grim Reaper's in the chat. Grim Reaper, what's up? Happy to have him back in the chat.
Cheers.
Cheers to Grim Reaper. Cheers to TW Takes. If you're listening on podcast, we do live stream on Twitch at WrestlingOnTheRocks.com. You can find all of our links. Twitch.tv/WrestlingOnTheRocks. WrestlingOnTheRocks.com is functional. You can go there to get to our Twitch.tv/WrestlingOnTheRocks. Producer lighten me up. And I wasn't even wrong this time. I just took a roundabout way to get there. I mean, I could tell you about the amount of times she says things where she's like not quite wrong. You know what I mean?
Stop.
Yeah.
I will mute you.
You just have me yelling in the background.
Yeah. The amount of times.
can't
It's not
do
that you're
that.
wrong.
Stop.
It's that. All right. We're about to get canceled. Producer's just gonna shut us off. We'll go dead air. It'll be like the old UHF. Just.
Please,
Guys, if you want to come derail our show, just jump in the chat. Twitch.tv/WrestlingOnTheRocks. Kev, you missed it, man.
What's up?
The rise and fall of WCW 2021.
2021.
Yep, you missed it. It all happened while you were gone. In that amount of time, someone came out, WCW, was that a hyphen or a dash, _ 2021 on Twitter, announcing that they were bringing back World Championship Wrestling. They were using the same logos and everything. I was so on board, man. I love that renegade shit, not giving a shit about clear trademarks. Very public ownership
Is that like-
of said trademarks.
Is that like guerrilla Twitter warfare?
No, they had even mentioned a TV station that was going to air their stuff, to which when reached out, they said, yeah, we got a weird email today, but no, nothing we're aware of. Oh, I loved it. And then the guy had a downfall, spiraled out of control. Sting showed up on AEW. I think he lost all hope there. There's no pulling the nose up if you lost Sting and your WCW 2021. You can't do it without him.
Yeah.
There's just no way. He was trying to even say he had 50% of the rights. I don't know what that means. How you can have half of stuff. It was weird. It was so weird. And then,
Is it
so
like a
then he
donut?
finally came out. Say what?
So is it like a donut? You just cut it down the middle and be like,
Yeah.
Here.
Split it.
I'm sharing it. Yeah.
Yeah, because it works so well with WWE with the WCW invasion angle when they only got half the talent. Either way,
Yeah, that's
the
true.
guy ended up saying that he thought he was gonna run like a Twitch channel with 2K19 or something, and make a bunch of WCW characters and just run it. And the guy, it was a mess, man. The guy started saying like, "Give me a PS5 and $1 million, I'm gonna burn this mother down." And I was like, "What is he talking about?" It was a wild
His mother's
ride.
basement.
Yeah, whatever
That's
it
what
is.
he's burning down.
It was a wild ride, man. I was in there from the ground floor, from the beginning to the end.
Nice.
Yeah, I was on board the whole time. I said, "Let's do this."
Did you at least get a T-shirt out of it?
I was gonna make my own T-shirt because I had a feeling he'd only make half of a T-shirt.
It's a crop top.
Yeah. Yeah. My belly button pokes out regardless of whether or not they're crop topping it. So, but alas, there are no WCW 2021 shirts. There are Wrestling on the Rocks T-shirts at prowrestlingtees.com/wrestlingontherocks.
Or at wrestlingontherocks.com.
Absolutely, you can hit that store logo.
Yeah.
Boom. All right, Kev, I just want to let you know about WCW. Kev's back, everyone, so I'm just having fun with him. He did not know about the rise and fall. I can't wait for Conrad Thompson to do an 83 hours podcast. With
Is that as
CEO.
long as it lasted? 83
Dude,
hours?
it might not even have been that. It was like 2 days tops.
Damn.
Yeah. I want an 83 hours podcast. I want a documentary on the network. I want the whole thing, man. One other thing.
Gone too
Mission
soon.
Pro. What's up?
I said gone too soon.
I know. Gone too soon. Gone, never forgotten. WCW 2021.
Yeah.
I do want to say Mission Pro Wrestling is having an event this weekend, December 11th, called Run It Back. They're going to crown their first champion. I don't know if they're calling it world champion or not, but I don't think they're calling it heavyweight. I just know it's the Mission Pro Wrestling champion, which I don't know if there's any other descriptor, and I apologize. But Mission Pro Wrestling, you can check them out, missionprowrestling.net. We can check out their show December 11th. We're not sponsoring this one. We sponsored the last. We'll probably be sponsoring them in the future because they are fantastic. Love what they're doing. It's a company owned and operated by Thunder Rosa. So if you like good wrestling, you've probably heard of her. If not, you're in luck. Go look it up.
Then look her up.
Oh, man. Impact's happening right now with Kenny Omega doing his thing.
Wait, Kenny Omega's on Impact?
Oh, you didn't know Kenny's over there. Oh, dude, you got to watch AEW this past week. Oh, dude. Woo, we're going to talk about it on Thursday. I can't wait. Got a lot to catch up on.
All right, I'm gonna call in sick to work so I can catch up on everything.
Just watch all of it. Are you back?
Yeah.
Sorta.
There it is.
Yeah.
I'm more
Maybe I'll just
confused than
send you.
know.
Yeah. So, all right. Well, I don't have any other news, man. I mean, there's not a lot of news, I don't think, this week. Was there anything that you heard of or read about? Not the obvious thing, because when we talk about SmackDown, we'll talk about how it began, and that'll get into the thing. Oh, the baby! Dude, Becky had a baby! Becky Lynch,
Nice.
baby!
I heard there was rumors about that.
Yep, they
When was the
are
baby
confirmed. Baby was born Monday. What's today? Tuesday? Yesterday. If you're listening to this tomorrow, it's 2 days ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was on Monday. I want my baby back, baby back, baby back. Do you think it's baby
So
back?
she'll be ready by
I
Rumble,
want my
right?
baby back, baby back, baby back. Chili's
No.
baby back.
Was it
ribs.
baby boy or baby girl?
It was a baby girl named Rue.
Rue? Like
Mhm.
kangaroo?
No, like ROUX, like when you take flour and lard and melt it all together into like kind of a gravy.
A Rue?
You're making like a base for a sauce.
Hmm.
Rumor is also
So
that
how
in
is it
French
spelled?
it means ginger.
RUX?
ROUX. The thing is like I saw people going like, oh, in French it's ginger because I think people are grasping at straws. I think Becky's just hungry, which makes sense. But Becky's not a real ginger. She's what they call what do they call it? The Black Irish, where you got brown hair and everything.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
she's also not French.
She's also not French. That's what I said. I mean, I didn't say that now. You said it now. But that's what I said the other day when I heard it.
Yeah.
You weren't there at the time. You didn't know. But I did.
Yeah, okay. All right, good.
Yeah, she's not French. So I was like, that doesn't make sense. She's also not ginger. So I don't...
Yeah.
Unless the kid came out with, like, bright red hair and she was like, whoa, drop dead Fred. You know? And then just went for it. I don't know, but congratulations.
Yeah, cheers to that.
Yeah, cheers to that. Cheers to Rue.
Brew.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
What are you going to say?
No, I was just trying to think, because I think there was a singer that came out probably like 10, 15 years ago now. It was like LaRue. It was like ROUX. The LE at the beginning.
Oh, yeah. And, I mean, unless they were two separate
She had
things,
a
that would
song.
still be the...
Yeah. But she had a song that was pretty kind of catchy and popular. Anyways.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know where the inspiration came from. It's still kind of cool. Either way.
Yeah.
Oh, TW Takes does say that Rue is better than Snotface. It's hard to argue.
That was my second choice with my kids.
Snotface?
You always got shut down, yeah.
Yeah. You're not. I mean, I gave you all that wonderful advice about your wife being pregnant last time. Let's see if we can pick up, and maybe I'll just start giving you advice on naming your kids, too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. Well, let's get into the shows, then. Let's talk SmackDown.
All right.
If you're all right with that. You all right with
Let's
that?
do it. Yeah.
Let's do it. Let's get into it. We've had a drink. We're a little greased up. I need more, man.
A little lubed up.
Mm-hmm. Just think of how upset Clump's going to be when you find out we got lubed up first. So, Kev, the
Yes,
show
sir?
opened up with a 10-bell salute for
Yes.
Mr. Pat Patterson. Pat Patterson passed away
Yes.
over the weekend. Or was it actually last week, like Wednesday, wasn't it? It was right before NXT.
I think it was Tuesday.
Tuesday or Wednesday.
I thought it was the 4th. Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, it was a week ago. And they're still doing their tribute for him on all the shows, and I think rightfully so. You don't know who's watching which show,
Yes.
and I think if you have a platform like that and someone like that we're celebrating, that you go ahead and celebrate it everywhere you can. Kev, you weren't here on the last one where we talked about it. Was there any stories or anything you wanted to say about Pat Patterson? I'll open the floor up to you.
Not really. I mean, like, obviously he was a big inspiration. He's been in, the business since, we could remember. I remember him in Briscoe back in the Attitude Era. Excuse me. I also read a thing that he holds the record for the oldest WWE champion when he won the 24/7 title.
I
year?
thought it was Briscoe, right? Until Pat Patterson won it?
I heard it was just Pat Patterson.
It could be.
But, he influenced a lot of people. He was always there. Vince's right-hand man. I think it was great that they actually did a 10-bell salute. I can't remember the last time they did that. Because normally, there's like a little, depending on who it is, sometimes it's just a little image. Sometimes there's a little video package, but they haven't done a 10-bell salute in, I can't remember the last one. So to see that was awesome. And then especially since they did it again on Raw.
Yeah. What'd you think of the video package and the Frank Sinatra? Did it my way.
I think it could have done better at that. I'm just kidding. It was great.
Yeah.
It was like so well put together, especially with his karaoke snippets in there.
Now I know that you're not.
Yeah, I think it was.
I know that you're not super prevalent on social media, but the day he passed, my social media, and I assume many others, and anyone who follows me suddenly also got it because I retweeted everyone I saw, but almost everybody who had footage of Pat Patterson at karaoke was all the same thing. He went to every single karaoke he ever could to sing that song. So
Yeah.
I saw that different renditions of him doing it like 20, 30 times, and it never got old. And when you think about it's hard to listen to that knowing that that's his go-to song, that's his song, and not think about why that might be and how he connects to it, and the idea that he went through the business the way that he went through it in a time that is not as accepting as things are now.
Oh,
I mean,
big
that
time.
song feels like it
if
was
he
written
would've-
for him.
Yeah. I mean, if he would have come out, in the 70s, no one would even know who Pat Patterson is today, I don't think.
You think that was part of it, part of the notoriety of it? I don't know that was part of his identity truly up until later. But
No, yeah. But what I'm saying is, if he would have, him doing it like the song, hey, I did it my way, and he kept it a secret for so long. I even rewatched the Legends House episode where he, comes out and stuff like that. And I think, like I said, what I meant was if he came out, like I said, in the 70s or even 80s, I don't think people would have know who he is today because, I think he would have been basically just shunned from the business.
Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah. Well, Cornette told a story about, because I listened to a few of them. Cornette and Bruce Pritchard actually both had good episodes about Pat and their stories with him, and they talked about him. Actually, I think it was Bruce's that talked about it specifically. Mad Dog Vachon kind of keeping an eye out for him because at first was being pretty upset by the whole thing, and because when he kind of found out, so I think word was out, but I don't think it was open so far as. But I mean, at the same time, I'm not an expert. I don't want to pretend I'm an expert on this, but either way, when you listen to the words of the song and you think about him and his life and what we do know of it, that song seems like perfectly written for him. Going up and down each and every highway. You're just like. So I don't know. It's hard to see that and not get choked up every single time, and I think that that's okay.
Yeah.
I know you weren't here for the other ones. I'll tell it real quick, but I did meet Pat Patterson at the Royal Rumble briefly. But it was at that bar that we were all hanging out. And when I walked up towards him, he was like, I think he was getting ready to leave anyways, and that's why I was like, I better go now because this might be my only chance to meet him. And as I walked up to him, he turned and looked right in my eyes and just went, ah! And then turned and walked away and left.
Yeah. That's
so,
awesome.
Yeah. So I sort of met him at Royal Rumble. Sort of got.
And then you screamed and walked away the other way.
Yeah, it was like that scene in E.T.
Yeah. Your neck all extends and stuff.
Yeah. I mean, I waddled away the same way E.T. did. Not gonna lie, that's exactly how I walked.
That's awesome.
Dude. But I thought it was a great way, and I'll never get tired of them celebrating Pat Patterson and hearing Pat Patterson stories. Everyone in the business has one. Sami Zayn had such an amazing one talking about what backing Pat Patterson was for him, and when he shared pictures of when Sami won the NXT title, and Pat Patterson was like right there, front and center, and he goes, "Look at him, he's smiling bigger than anybody else in the ring." He loved Sami Zayn, and I think that's just awesome.
They tried to stop him from going out.
Yeah, they were going to stop him from going out, and he said, try and stop me, and just barreled through everybody and went out there. Because they're like, Pat, you can't go out there and celebrate him. It's the locker room who's celebrating with him. He goes, I'm going out there. Yeah, it's not happening. So.
That's good shit right there.
Yeah, it is. Good shit. But that's how the show opened. Really cool. And then it goes into Roman Reigns. Talking shite to Kevin Owens with Jey Uso. What'd you think?
Excuse me. I was trying to hold it back.
I know, I'm next, man.
Trade shots. Shots fired. I thought it was pretty good. Just Roman and his character is awesome. Like, I just can't, say it enough. Basically, the only thing I don't like about it is I think it's great because it's leading to Kevin Owens getting a title shot, but you know the outcome of this. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
I'm
it's just
torn.
what is it, like
Filler.
a stepping stone type of match? I forget what they call it. Yeah, like a filler match. That it's just a little blip in the timeline of this Roman storyline, and it sucks because Kevin Owens, I think he's been deserving of a title shot for a while, but
Yeah, and he never got his rematch after he lost to Goldberg. GR Lunar's favorite. I don't see him in the chat, but that's a fact. GR Lunar is in love with Goldberg.
he is.
He stopped watching once Goldberg lost the title to Braun. It's a shame. Absolute shame.
Yeah,
We'll get him back. I'm getting him
gone
the
too
figure
soon.
of Goldberg. I'm getting that new Goldberg Elite that comes with the Universal title. It's all blue. I'm gonna get him that. Put it on his doorstep. Just leave
Wait, the Universal title's blue?
on the figure, yeah,
Why?
because it's blue now.
I know, but he didn't have it when it was blue, did he?
Yeah, he did. Remember when he got it in Saudi Arabia?
He took it off the Fiend?
Well, don't say it like that. We don't talk about that part of it. We talk about how he was awarded the title in Saudi Arabia. That's it. We leave it at that.
He just handed it over. Like the way the Street Profits got the Smackdown titles.
Yeah, it was an even trade. Here you go. I'll take that one. You'll take this one. All right. Everyone just walk away. But yeah, that's why he's got the
Maybe
blue.
I just try and forget that.
No, absolutely. So, dude, I agree. Roman Reigns is absolutely next level, but so is Kevin Owens right now. So this one I'm super torn about because I think this match is going to be like absolute fire. I think it's going to be amazing.
Yeah.
Do you remember they had a TLC match a couple years back when Kevin was the Universal Champion?
Doesn't surprise me. Well, I was just
Not
mean
shocked.
like Roman was
Not
in
gonna
every
lie.
other. Yeah. I just mean Roman
trying to
was in
startle
every
you.
other Universal title match.
Not shocked. I could have guessed if you gave me enough time. Asshole. Not gonna catch you off guard, you idiot.
Yeah. I missed you, buddy.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that I agree, and I think it's unfortunate because I do think that right now Kevin Owens is also performing at a level that him as a world or universal champ makes a ton of sense. Also, part of me and my little sentimental heart thinks it'd be amazing if Sami Zayn had the IC title at the same time that Kevin Owens had a universal title. You know?
They need to just take the IC off of Sammy.
No.
And Kevin and Sammy need to go for the tag team titles and take them off the Street Profits.
You know what's crazy? When you said that right now, in my mind, I envisioned them with white tag team titles, and I was like, wait a second, why does this look weird? It was the women's in my mind. That's how much I like the design of the women's tag team titles more so than the men's. Because I was like, that would be crazy to see them holding up those. Yeah.
Go after the belt and take them from Nia and Shayna.
Absolutely. Oh, TW Takes is heading out. She's got to go. Catch you guys on the podcast version. TW Takes, thank you for coming through, man, and thanks for the shout out.
Cheers.
We're giving them a shout out too. If you check it out, Terrible Wrestling Takes podcast. They're a lot of fun. Lately, it's been him and his wife. It's a fun back and forth. I'm not gonna lie. Oh, you know what? I forgot to ask him. I'll have to tweet at him. I want to know where he's from. My favorite part about TW Takes podcast, I'll let you know right now, is he talks about people catching an ass whooping. I love that phrasing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he's like, Thatcher comes out and catches an ass whooping. I'm like, fuck yeah. Takes you back to my New York days. So. catches a back alley beatdown. You know. No, I like that. I like the ass whooping. So, yeah, but I think that, yeah, in my mind, I was like, oh, that'd be amazing to see Sammy and KO hold up the beautiful tag team championships, and they were white, and I was like, oh yeah, I agree with you though. They probably could beat Nia and Shayna. I think it would be a tough fight, but they could probably do it.
Not if it's a tables match.
Yeah, if it's a tables match, don't even try. Forget it.
But you know what's funny, when your vision about when I was speaking, and then when you started talking about the white titles, I was envisioning like the tag team titles with white straps. I was like, oh, like old IC title straps that were white. I was like, that'd be great.
Yeah. No, it would. It would. Ooh, man, I don't know. So
Whoa.
I think I agree with you. It's. I don't know. I don't know what to think about it because I don't want to see Kevin Owens just be another tick on the belt and then move on. Here's the other thing, though. At the end of the day, who do you think? Like, do you think Roman's gonna have a super long reign? Do you think that something's gonna interrupt it? And if so, who do you think would even do that? Because I have a hard time imagining anybody taking that title off Reigns.
I don't know. The only one I can maybe think of, and he's on Friday night SmackDown, is what's his name? Seth Rollins. Like when he comes back.
Yeah,
But I don't know if that would be like a Mania match or something beforehand.
I know I've seen talks of Big E. People have speculated, and I think I would
don't
like
think they know
that.
what
But
they're
I
doing
also,
with Big E.
you think they're just goofing off with him?
He's just still the third member of New Day, just on a different show.
Well, he's got that new music.
I thought that was his old music.
Was it his original NXT music?
I think so.
I heard someone say they thought it was too, but I don't know. I didn't look it up. But I mean, new
I know he
music
used
is
to
old
do
music. It was Wale.
the
That's right.
powder.
Biggie said it was Wale. That makes me think it's
What?
new.
No, because remember Wale was all over WWE back in the day.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Sounds kind of weird, but you know.
That's a good point. That's a good point. Wasn't he the one who hosted the rap battle between Ice Ice, Shamey, and the New Day and Usos?
Yes.
He hosted the rap battle, right? Yeah. So maybe you're right. Could be.
Yeah.
It could be an old one. I don't mean to jump ahead, but I mean we can.
Yeah, I mean, what else are we gonna do?
Yeah, might as well. So they did have the Pat Patterson tribute match with Daniel Bryan, Rey Mysterio, Big E, and they defeated Sami Zayn, Dolph Ziggler, and Shinsuke Nakamura. This was just a fun match. It was a fun match to celebrate Pat and to have a Pat Patterson style finish with the Gaga at the end of it, and just kind of like something that would have popped Pat is what it felt like the match was. With a bunch of his favorites, it sounds like. It sounds like he was super behind all these guys.
Besides Shinsuke.
You think?
That's what they said. That's what Corey said.
Really?
Yeah, like when Shinsuke's coming out, I forget who came out before Shinsuke. I want to say it was Dolph.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, Pat loved Dolph, and then Shinsuke's music. And he's like, Shinsuke, not so much. Like, I don't know if it was a joke or if it was real, but it made me laugh too.
That's so good. Shinsuke comes out. He wouldn't have liked that, but got to get 6 men in there somehow, right? Get him on TV.
We ran out of IC champions on SmackDown, so here's Shinsuke.
Here you go. Sorry, Pat. It was really fun. Did you like Big E coming out with the Think Big logo, his old music, and the powder?
Yeah. I mean, even if he starts that from now on, like, cool, do it. Like, he needs to separate from New Day. Like, I think they can do like a remember when DX and NWO, especially like Shawn and Kevin Nash would talk to the camera like, hey, I saw you, Shawn, or what's up, Big Kev, or whatever they would say. I think it'd be cool if New Day did that on each show. Like, hey, good job last week or whatever. But I think they need to like completely separate, because I mean they're coming. He's outside of this, he's coming out to their same music, the same gimmick, same. He was involved in their storyline against the Street Profits. Yeah, and it was like, this is a waste.
I mean, I guess but it's tough, right? Because I mean, Big E talked about it before. You got to do what got you to the dance, and the serious stuff, the old music, the talcum powder, that didn't take him there to where everyone was clamoring for him to get a world title. The New Day stuff did. So do you want to depart too much from the New Day stuff when that's the reason people want you there? Do you want to backtrack? But at the same time, like you said,
But see, I think
you
you
kind of want your own identity to a degree.
I think you backtrack just for this. Yeah, but I think you backtrack, or maybe even not backtrack, but just like you said, new identity. But I think when he was in the New Day stuff, he was always in Kofi's shadow. People wanted him to do his, have a nice solo run,
Yeah.
but they gave it to Kofi, and Kofi Mania happened, and then I think with him a part of New Day, I think he would always be behind Kofi.
Take it easy with that. They gave it to Kofi stuff. Like, it was just like, we're passing you by. I mean, the crowd's clamor.
You know what I'm saying. Then
Kofi just swoops in.
Steals it like an old cartoon villain.
Yeah. How do they called it?
But
catching a quick one.
Yeah. But no, you know what I'm saying? Like, I think when he's a part of New Day, I think he's always in Kofi's shadow. Because for the most part, a lot of people, I don't think, realize that Big E, had a solo career before New Day. He was the IC champ. He has other accolades. And I think a part of New Day, he's always like I don't want to say second fiddle, but like always in the shadow of Kofi.
Well, I would almost say this. I would almost say all three of them are individually in the shadow of the New Day collective, because it was the same thing with Kofi. When he was going for his run and he's in the gauntlet match with AJ and he screams, "You don't tell me to go home. I've been here 11 years. You don't tell me to go home." And then they do their thing. It kind of shook everyone. I think that shook the whole WWE universe as it was, because we're all like, shit, he has been there 11 years. He has been doing this a long time at a high level. And maybe it's our fault because we didn't take notice the same way. I think everyone always loved him as New Day, but I think it was that moment. I think when he said that was, I think, everything. I think that triggered everyone's brains to go, we have underappreciated, with as much as we love him, we have not made him what he could be, and that's up to us now. And I think that's when it's when the whole thing turned. And I think it's the same thing with Big E and Woods. They're that same shadow. Go ahead.
But I think more people know about Kofi's accolades before New Day. Like, I think they know about his, runs as IC champion and stuff like that. Whereas with Big E, I don't think they noticed it. I do think in the Gauntlet match, whenever you see something like that with a tag team competitor, mainly tag team competitor, in a Gauntlet match for a world title, they're looking for like a filler person, and they're like, "Oh, Kofi's just in there. He's gonna, he might pick up a win and then he's out." But when he won it, it was like, "Holy shit!" Like,
well, he did
cool.
win it. He got really far,
let's go with this. I thought he won the.
He lost the Gauntlet match. No. Was it AJ who won or Joe? Someone else who won. It wasn't him, because he was eliminated shortly thereafter, I think, by AJ. Because AJ, I think, eliminates him and then goes, I told you, man, like, sorry. And then he's just being carted out by his buddies, but he got really far. Because I think right at that point, Samoa Joe comes running out.
He started it, right?
Yeah, he started it, and he was out there like 40-something minutes and got through everyone, and then, yeah. And then I think Samoa Joe came out and got a quick one, if I remember correctly. But I don't know. I love that match. Yeah. I love the tribute to Pat. I think that's such a cool thing. And I'm a little bummed they didn't do a tribute to Pat match as well on Raw. Like, they did do the video and all, and that's great. And I loved it.
Mm-hmm.
But it was hard not to just smile during that stupid 6-man tag, because we're not big fans of 6-man tags in general. I think you and I have talked about it before, that they're just messy. Everyone's got to try and do something. But
no, I want them to bring back the WCW 6-man tag championships. I've been saying that for years.
AEW's going to do that. Mark my words.
I'm surprised they haven't already.
I don't know. Mark my words. They're going to get the 6-man tag, 3-man tag, or whatever they called it, faction tag. Yeah. Get something crazy like that over in AEW. I called it with the Sting. Dude, you saw that, right?
No.
You didn't see the Sting came back?
No. But I kind of figured. Like, we were talking about that for a while.
Yeah, well, he finally showed up this past Wednesday, and he shows up. He stares down Arn Anderson, which you're like, what? And then he stares down Cody, and then he goes and has like the most sexual tension I've ever felt through a TV with Darby. It was crazy. The way they stared at each other, they got super close. It was more so. Remember when Kingston and Mox were yelling at each other so much their noses started touching and smushing? And we're all like, whoa, you guys are going to kiss. This was more than that, dude.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. Just kiss. So Sting came back. But like I said, we've been talking about it for a month.
Well, they were hinting at it for months with Darby.
Yeah, 100%. And so then when it happened, everyone's like, huge shock, huge surprise. No one saw it coming.
Mm-hmm.
No one had any idea. I was like, for a month I've been saying keep an eye out. Sting's on his way. It's crazy.
Yeah.
I don't know if people just say stuff.
The internet sucks.
The internet's so stupid. They're stupid. All they got to do is listen to us. We're making up rumors here. I'll tell you, dude, I'm like one, maybe two more made-up rumors coming true, and I'm an official journalist.
You already have more under your belt than half the journalists, quote-unquote, out there.
I know, but they've got, like, published credentials. I got to have the non-published credentials. Which means I got to be right one more time than them. But I'm so close, dude. Oh. Producer coming in hot saying, why don't you write shit on your own goddamn website, you fucking idiot.
He's stupid.
Yeah,
Stupid.
Stupid.
He just walks over here and kicks you. Stupid.
Hey, well, let's talk about this. I don't know if we're going to go through all this stuff. SmackDown was a good show this week, man. I liked it. Overall, did you like SmackDown?
Good. Yeah.
What do you think about
There's a couple things
Natalya?
I didn't like, but
Okay, we'll see if we hit that. Natalya defeated Bayley with a submission with the old sharpshooter. Bayley seemed to be kind of distracted by Bianca. What do you think?
I liked it. I think, I think it'd be cool if Bayley goes on like a losing streak and kind of loses her mind.
Well, I know it's been hard to notice with all the confidence she exudes, but she actually hasn't won a match since like August.
Damn, it's been that long?
Yeah, she's something like 12 losses, I think, so far in a row. She hasn't won.
Dang.
Yeah, so she is on quite
She's
a
right
losing
up there
streak,
with-
but her character isn't showing that. So I feel like that you could see some sort of change in her where she has to acknowledge the fact that she's been losing for quite some time. That she holds these records. Dude, the internet's like losing their shit over Bayley right now, and I love it. I love these internet meltdowns on both sides. So people are all like, yeah, boo Bayley, she's getting what she deserves. They hate her. And then all the Bayley people are like, why are they ruining her? She'll never bounce back from this. It's over. I'm like,
Call it a career.
yeah, call it. I mean, she holds so many records. And people are like, they're burying her. They don't know how to use her. She's the most terribly booked woman in the whole roster. I'm like, what? Like, I get she lost some matches, and that's a bummer. She's my favorite, too. But, I mean, she's the longest reigning SmackDown Women's Champion in history. First ever Grand Slam champ. She's held the titles more days collectively because she had that 5-day miss than literally anyone else since Bruno Sammartino. She's held it for she's held a title for almost 1,000 days or something crazy like that. Relax. She'll bounce back. She'll be all right. Like, just didn't do it.
Cool your tits. Bayley will be fine.
Yeah. But with that in mind, a lot of people are talking about Bianca getting built up for Sasha. Do you think we're actually going to get Bianca? I mean, a lot of people are saying Bianca Sasha WrestleMania. I know it's a little early to say. What do you think? What say you, as they say on the old podcasts?
I don't know. I think.
Did your dog just
I can
howl in the background?
Yeah, kind of.
Can you do me a favor and put the dog down so that never happens again. What? What'd I say?
Hold on, let me grab my gun. I've been looking for an excuse.
You're like, I'm already loading.
Just kidding. I'm gonna mute you real quick.
Yeah. Just come back. Are your kids crying? I don't want to have to say it, dude. I'm already out of you.
I took the
Kidding.
dog to the ranch.
Yeah.
Just kidding. I love dogs. I will.
We
never
are
shoot a dog.
joking. I know everything gets twisted around.
joking.
I know all these things are horrible. All that stuff. We're joking. Nobody wants to hurt anybody's animals. Although you have threatened my pet squirrel as snake food an awful lot. But still,
That's his nickname. That's what I call him.
it's an endearing nickname. Why would you ever?
Yeah.
You're
Like
like,
a
I
Spice
call
Girls,
you a
two can
lousy son of
become
a
one."
bitch. Yeah.
Yeah.
I call you a lousy son of a bitch because I love you. The same with your snake food squirrel. And I'm like, oh.
Mhm. Yeah.
I was laughing
makes
again the
sense
other
now.
day about your mom defending me when you put a pillow in your shirt.
Oh, when I dressed up as you for
Yeah.
Halloween.
Yeah. Although producer
You're
said
gonna
something
piss
the
him
other
off.
day that made me say something. I remember my response was, Kevin's mom defends me more than you. She was like, does not. Because she said something along the lines of like, oh, I think it's what it was, like a shirt. There's like a shirt that I have. And she's like, is that even going to fit, Kev? Or is he going to be like swimming in it? And I was like, come on. I was like, I'm just saying I could give it to him. She's like, yeah, it's like what, a nightgown, a tent cover, like, yeah. I was like, Jesus. I was like, Kevin's
didn't-
mom should hear what you're
You
saying
need a
about
new
me.
tent.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
You need a car cover?
I wouldn't tell Kevin's mom on you.
Yeah, exactly. It turned out too. Sorry, I just back on track.
Yeah. Where were
Do
we?
you think we're gonna get to Bianca and Sasha at Mania?
I don't think so. Yeah, I don't know.
Dude, my gut tells me no too. It's just
It's-
my feeling.
Yeah. I just don't think. I don't want to say I don't think Bianca's there because Bianca's awesome. Like
Mhm.
she's great. Like like Corey keeps saying, she'll be SmackDown Women's Champion under a year. I can see that.
Yeah.
But do I think they're gonna take that to Mania? Maybe.
You know what's
But
weird?
at the same
When I-
time,
Go ahead.
I don't think you can waste what you've been building up with Sasha and Bayley. I don't think the payoff was it Hell in the Cell that Bayley won it?
Sasha, yeah. Yeah, that's where the payoff
was it
was. Hell in a
SummerSlam?
Cell. It was Hell in a Cell.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't think the payoff can be Hell in the Cell, can it? Is that it?
I mean, I think it could, but I don't think it is. Like I've said it before, I think Sasha Bayley is the women's version of Triple H and HBK.
Yeah.
I think they're going to be the greatest
think that-
friendship / rivalry of two people. Like everyone else that you talk about, like tremendous rivalries, you can say, yeah, they're rivals. Like all of the other famous ones: Austin Rock, Cena Rock, Triple H Rock. Rock hated everybody, man. Brett and Shawn, Brett and Stone Cold. You think about like classic rivalries, Mankind and Undertaker. None of them had the friendship stuff that you get when you talk about Triple H and HBK. Their rivalry was incredible because their rivalry also included this tremendous friendship. And I really feel like that's what we have with Sasha and Bayley. And I feel like everyone's all like, well, that's it. Never let them touch again. I don't want anything to do. Like, I've heard them say that. Like, that's that. That's the end of it.
Yeah.
Never again. I'm like, yo, did you guys not
What's that
watch,
guy's Twitter?
like...
What's
Which
that guy's Twitter handle? That guy needs to be put down.
Yeah, yeah. I'm on this one too. Yeah,
Yeah.
a lot of them. Never again. It's done. Done forever. And I'm like, guys, did you guys not watch like the 15 years we had with Triple H and HBK with the on again, off again? It was amazing.
Yeah.
You think they can't do that again with women? I think they could. And I think that those are the two that will. So I agree with you. I don't think that's the end of it by a long shot. And I also agree that my gut tells me I don't think it's going to be Bianca there. But I also agree that I feel like when you get a champion like a Drew or Roman, you feel like, okay, who's going to get the title off them? They're the most dominant champion ever. There's very few women champions that have given that impression. I would say Becky, and I'd honestly say Bayley really felt that way for a while there, where you're just like, no, they can't be Bayley. You know what I mean?
Mm.
But this one feels like any match, you hear Carmella and Sasha, and you think, well, maybe. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I know I do see that they're going to be giving Bianca a big push.
Yeah.
Like, it's coming. You can tell it's coming. Whether it's a WrestleMania push or not, I don't know. I just don't think Bayley or Jesus Christ, I just dropped her head out of my
Bianca?
brain. Bianca, gosh.
I'm on my own.
I just don't know if she's ready for like a WrestleMania moment like that yet. But it also depends on, once again, because we don't know the rest of the card, obviously. But where do they think the SmackDown women's title is going to be? Like, is it going to be like one of the first matches? Because then, yeah, maybe.
Mm. That's true. I feel like if you did end up with the Bianca Sasha, you are a lot less likely to have that be in the talks of main event or close to main event. Right? I do feel like the build for Bayley Sasha could still have that conversation, regardless of what the internet thinks they know.
I agree with Kevin.
And Charlotte's on Raw, correct? Or is she on SmackDown?
Yeah. Producer agrees. She says she doesn't think that Bianca's ready for WrestleMania moment. I'll tell you this. I want to throw this out there because of all the just general negativity that's in the world and wrestling fandom world too. Here at Wrestling on the Rocks, we love being wrong. We feed off of that. So when we say things like, hey, we don't know if she's ready, when she shows up and she shows us that she is and we eat our crow, as it were, we love that stuff. This isn't like in any way trying to like downplay. Yeah, you love crow. You love deer, all of it. Dove, I've seen it.
Feed me crow.
Yeah, feed me crow.
Feed me crow. Feed me crow.
Feed me crow. But that's how we feel. And I just want to throw that out there, that when we say something like, hey, I don't think this person's ready, something about them is not clicking with me, the thing that makes us the most excited is when we go, oh, shit, prove me wrong. I mean, fuck. I'm not a bandwagon dude, and you can go back and listen to all my episode 1s. I was not high on Alexa for a long time. I kept saying something wasn't clicking, something wasn't right. And then when she came back and had that pay-per-view with Stomping Grounds with Bayley, I was like, this is a different Alexa. We're about to see a whole other thing. I had no idea we were going to get to where we are now. I'm not trying to pretend I was like, I told you. No, I didn't. No fucking way. But all of her in-ring work after that moment, I was like, I was wrong. I'm wrong. And I don't know if you can retroactively say I was wrong, she was there and I didn't notice, or if there was an actual change there. I don't know, and I don't think that matters. But I'm saying we love to eat crow in this show. When we say something's not there, all we want is for it to get there.
Yeah. I think, just on Alexa real quick, I think she was, like, protected really bad. And it was kind of like, yo, why? You know? Then there was all the rumors where, hey, she doesn't want to do this move. She doesn't want to do this spot. And it's like, what the hell? And then all of a sudden, like you said, something changed where Vince was like, you almost got to think, Vince told her, like, hey, this is the business. If you want to be a part of the business, you have to do this. If you don't, there's the door. And then she's like, well, I need this fucking job, and started doing it.
I mean, well, there's that possibility. There's also the possibility that yeah, with the idea of being away from it, she could have fallen in love with it all over again, saying, what I've been missing out on. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. Oh, yeah. She could have do the opposite of Jonathan Coachman and actually watch wrestling in the past and figure out what this business is about.
Fuck Coach. Fuck Coach and fuck
Marsha's favorite commentator. Jonathan Coachman.
God. Dude, that fucking time he's sitting there next to the bar. The bar, what's that about? What?
The only thing I will say about Coachman is it seemed like he bridged a gap between WWE and ESPN for a while. and it was like, all right, cool.
Do you think
Like, I
Charlie's
remember-
doing that successfully or as successfully as he did? Because she's on ESPN.
Is she?
I don't watch ESPN, so I can't confirm a lot. But maybe she was on. I think she's on one show at least. I don't know how many other ones. Was Coachman on a
Well, I
bunch of
think
shows
with
back
Coach-
then?
Well, he was on Sports Center, like the main show.
Oh, yeah, it's a big one.
Yeah,
That's a
they
big one.
like their staple show. So I think, because he, obviously started in WWE. He went to ESPN, started doing Sports Center and stuff like that. Then I guess they got sick of him, and he started, like I said, bridging that gap. And because I remember one of the first times we hung out in a while, we were sitting at a bar, and Seth's WrestleMania moment where he cashes in Money in the Bank was on Sports Center.
Yeah.
And we kind of talked about it. We were like, holy shit, like, if this would have happened when we were like 15, years old, like, we would have lost our shit. We would have been like, holy shit, this is amazing.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
But-
That would have been such a legitimate thing. We'd be, oh, we did it!
Yeah. And we were sitting there, because at the time we weren't watching as much, but we were like, holy shit, this is cool. Like, could you imagine this, years ago? And we were like, no, we were kind of taken back by it, and it was pretty cool. But anyways, enough about Coachman and ESPN.
I'm trying to figure out what show she's on, and I'm not having an easy time finding it. I don't know what show she's on ESPN because I'm curious because the way you're like, oh,
Was
that
she
was
on
SportsCenter.
Was she on like a First Take where she was like a guest spot?
No, she's on one. She's on one. She's a sportscaster.
Hmm.
I feel like I'm so close. Here's another article about her. Sports.
Hold on, let me pull out my Googler and I'll try.
This is impossible. Why is the internet so tough? So fans ESPN. She's got a picture in front of the Sports Center sign. Officially ESPN. Let's see. I'll be doing a few things on ESPN from time to time for now, including Sports Center on Snapchat chat show. So okay. So I guess she's doing Snapchat Sports Center. I don't know. She's good though. I don't know what else to say about that. I do think she's good, but like you said, yeah. I think the one point I've seen about this, and we'll move on, is that if Bayley keeps losing the way she's been losing, Bianca getting a win over Bayley doesn't mean as much in trying to build Bianca for the next thing. And I do think there's a truth to that. But I also think it's really cool that Natalya got the win over Bayley with a sharpshooter. It builds Natalya strong. I think she's severely underrated by the fans. I think the company understands what they have with Natalya, and I think the fans are too stupid to get that. Natalya is a workhorse, legitimately the foundation of the women's division they have there. Her win, and she's also, I guess, the only person to tap out all four of the horsewomen. And Asuka. Her and Asuka have both tapped out the four horsewomen, and no one else. And I think I think it's incredible. I think if Bayley's gonna have a loss like that and tap out, Natalya makes a lot of sense. But again, how does that build Bayley for Bianca if she's supposed to steamroll through her?
Yeah, I loved it because people always talk shit about Natty losing.
Yep.
Remember in Canada, she got booed, and we couldn't believe it. And it's just because she loses so much.
Yeah.
It's because she lives in Florida.
She lives in Florida now.
But she's not Canadian anymore.
People think of her as like a jobber because she's the person that they team you up with right in the beginning, and I think it's because she's elevating them to the next level and people don't see that. So she has to eventually take the loss, but she usually has like 3 wins on the way there. So she's like the most winningest woman in the history of WWE. She's got more wins than any other woman ever, literally. And people are like, she's a jobber. What the fuck?
Everyone
Get outta here.
improves after they have a match.
That's true too. Everyone's better in the ring afterwards. Hey.
But a lot of people don't realize just the longevity of her career so far.
Yeah. Over a decade.
It's like people are comparing her to the talent we have now. It's like, well, also look at the other talent she worked with and where she came in at.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she's one of the. They had one series called Decade of Dominance, of like 10 of the most dominant wrestlers of the past decade or so, or something like that along those lines. And she was one of the figures because she's
Nice.
the most winningest woman in the history of WWE. So, job her my ass. Get out of here with that shit.
Yeah.
Hey, Kev
But yeah,
Carmella.
what I was gonna
Go ahead.
ask real quick. Charlotte's on Raw, correct?
I have no idea.
Okay.
I don't have.
I was just trying to think of somebody else for Mania. Because Charlotte's got to be coming back sooner or later. Probably Rumble, right?
Yeah, probably. I don't know. I try not
Like
to
a
factor
big
in my fantasy
shot.
booking.
But
I don't know.
anyways,
She, Charlotte might as well just not even come back. She'll do like the Hardy Boys, how their return was just at WrestleMania in the title match. That's probably how
Yeah.
Charlotte will do it. There'll be a title match, and all of a sudden, they'll be like, "This is suddenly a triple threat." And like, what? And you just hear her music. Dude, Carmella and Sasha Banks, that promo where they got interviewed in the two different areas. They're supposed to be like different locations, but you're all like, it's two sides of the same room, I bet.
yeah,
We got real.
same exact.
I
line.
got- Yeah, you hear like an echo. You see like Sasha throw something and it flies by Carmella's head. Like,
yeah.
but I thought that
Like
was
that-
fucking awesome, dude.
That was good. That was great. The only thing is the build up to it. Where they started calling it, was it the War of the Words or something like that?
Oh, yeah, that's a little weird.
And I was
They've been getting everything a
I
weird
was
name
like,
lately.
come on. Yeah. But it was like, just say they, hey, we're going to interview them. That's it. But then they had to, like, put a moniker on it, and you're like, why? We don't
Dude,
know what
they've been
they're going
doing
to
that
say.
to
yet.
everything.
Maybe they're, yeah.
I don't know if you caught it. It was, I don't think it was last Raw. I think it was the Raw before. But they had a triple threat match, and they called it a sudden death triple threat. But the
Yeah, it
rules
was
were
for
the
the number one
same.
spot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but it was the same rules as any
Yeah.
triple threat. So
Yeah.
I didn't need that.
Yeah, that was. I don't know, like, why they're trying to, overhype these things by, adding, like I said, different monikers and stuff like that to it. But I just don't get the reasoning behind it. Like, it doesn't make sense. Just let it be what it is.
Well, I'll tell you, the one thing that they do say a lot that always makes me laugh because I think it's just absolutely silly. But when they announce
The first time ever. Oh.
no, not even that. When they say an exclusive interview, and it's just a promo from one of their stars, like Roman, the opening segment here with Roman, where he was like shit talking Kayla, which to me that was the best heel work he's done yet. When he was telling Kayla she was like fucking stupid, I was like, whoa, take it easy, dude. Kayla's a friend of the show. I bought a cameo, that's why I say that. But yeah, when he was like talking shit to Kayla, that was the first time I was kind of like, whoa, dude, whoa. No, I don't like this at all. But I realized I was getting worked. Because all the other heel stuff, yeah, damn it. All the other heel stuff we see because, we're all too smart for our own good. We're all stupid because we think we're smart. Where he does this stuff and you go, oh, that's good heel work. Oh, yeah, he's doing bad stuff. Maybe it's not good heel work if your response is, oh, like that. I like that. The fact he started like talking shit to Kayla made me mad. I was like, oh, shit. This got worked.
That made me turn off his TV right now.
Yeah. But they called it an exclusive interview.
They
Okay,
always
you're
say
getting an
that.
exclusive.
I love it. Yeah.
I hate that shit. I'm like, because he's doing a ton of other interviews right now that
The
just
only
won't have
kind
that
of
content.
Yeah. Yeah.
You heard it here first.
The last time I saw a TMZ interview with Roman Reigns, he said,
Yeah. Did you read in People magazine where Roman Reigns challenged Kevin Owens to a match at TLC? No.
yeah.
No, I didn't see that. Must have been exclusive with Kayla. She's pretty good at getting those exclusives. Shut the fuck up. But all that aside, I thought Carmella and Sasha Banks was awesome, dude. I loved the Carmella take where she's all like, "It must be so hard for you to work so hard to be the best, and then just watch me come in and to be better than you and almost do no work." I was like, "Oh, what a scummy thing to say." I'm naturally so fucking. I see you working your ass off. I don't have to do that. I'm just already good. Fuck. Because that also feeds into a lot of those stupid online rumors and shit that you see about how Sasha is the best because she works so hard and the other women aren't working as hard. I love the fact that she's like, yeah, because I don't have to. Because I'm just better already. And you're like, fuck. I loved that, man. I'm like running up and down my house like those GIFs where I'm all like, oh! Like, you know. Oh, shit! I'm like jumping up and down. She didn't.
Like the
Oh God.
the yo mama jokes reactions.
Yeah, exactly.
Ah!
Dang, yeah. Oh! That's exactly what was happening in my house at that moment. Go ahead. What were you gonna say?
I forget. Probably not important.
Good. Well done. Was there anything else about that segment you wanted to bring up other than it was just? I thought it was just perfect, man.
Oh yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I like the way that they referenced Ellsworth.
Oh.
That Carmella needed help with the no neck guy or whatever they said. That
guy with no chin, and then R-Truth.
Yeah,
I love that Carmella just goes, I can't help it if men are obsessed with me. So fucking funny, dude. Yeah, Fabtina said it too. The shit talking about the no chin guy was hilarious. Yeah. So good. Yeah. You've always needed somebody's help. That guy with no chin, R-Truth. I can't help it that men are obsessed with me. Such a good comeback. I died, man. I was just laughing so good. But that was good. I didn't see, because I don't watch a lot of what Ellsworth does online, but I wouldn't be surprised if he clipped it and been like, you know, my ears are burning.
Yeah.
Well, let's see. Yo, Corbin and Murphy. Did the whole Mysterio family turn heel?
Yeah, I think so.
They were just all picking on Corbin. And in the match, he's all like, what is happening? Why are you doing this?
But that was the week before, because now he came out with his henchmen.
Oh, that's right. This was with his henchmen. He had Blake and Cutler. So the Forgotten Sons have been forgotten about and rebooked. Very good.
Yeah.
I like the idea.
The only thing, well, first of all, I hate how they came out wearing a hoodie with a jacket.
It was a blazer over a hoodie.
With yeah, blazer. There you go.
Yeah.
I was like, what the fuck's that? Like.
Yeah.
But I would have liked if they would have incorporated who they were with Corbin. Like if they would have been like at first I wanted to, because at first they were like, oh, who are these people, and we're kind of like trying to like peer in, be like, who is it? I thought one of them was Mojo for a second. I got excited, but it wasn't.
God, I miss Mojo so bad. We should all tweet about Mojo tonight. Anyone who's listening right now, send out a positive tweet about Mojo. Let's give him some love online. I miss Mojo.
Yeah. Let's start the Mojo movement.
Yeah, let's get Mojo going. Mojo deserves better. Hashtag.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But
I lost my mojo.
Yeah, where's my mojo?
Yeah, where's my mojo? Hashtag Stella.
All of a sudden, Austin Powers is gonna be like everywhere. We're like, no. We wanted this mojo.
Yeah. Why did Goldfinger show up everywhere?
Yeah.
No, he was the hype bro.
I heard that there's going to be another Austin Powers movie coming out soon. But, anyways, I would have liked them to incorporate both the Forgotten Sons and Corbin, because at first, before I knew who they were, I wanted them to be knights. Like, hey, they should be knights. Like, they should be King's Court type of thing. I know it's kind of played out, but do it, And then when they said it was Forgotten Sons, I was like, oh, they should have been the Knights Motorcycle Club, which probably already a motorcycle gang out there that are the Knights, but something to that effect. You know what I mean?
Yeah, my gut is that this is going to be the beginning of the change for Corbin. That we're going to see less of the King stuff moving forward. That's my gut feeling, is that this is how they're moving over, because he's got that new vest, which isn't the big fur coat, and I know that was a big deal for him. He tweeted about it. But I get the impression that they're going to start moving away from King Corbin just because it's been what it's been for so long. At this point, like, I don't know if they'll do a whole nother King of the Ring yet. If they do, I want Xavier Woods to win it. I'm just going to throw that out there. But I do get the impression they're going to start moving away from that, and I think this faction is how they're going to do that. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, like, I love how much Xavier is, like, pushing for him to be King of the Ring.
So
and,
good.
you know, and I want him to come in, like, to second to, like, the next biggest heel out there. Like, a heel that comes up and, like, ruins his day. Like, don't get me wrong, I want Xavier to win King of the Ring sooner or later, but, like, the first one, especially as much as he's been plugging it, like, even if it's King Corbin again, and he's like, no, it's still my crown. Like, I think that'd be so great.
Because you could actually get to a point where you build, if you do the King of the Ring around the right time, you could build towards a Mania match of Corbin versus Xavier Woods one-on-one because
For
of
King of the
something
Ring?
like that. Well, I don't know for King of the Ring, but because of King of the Ring.
Yeah.
Do you think you could put it up though? I bet you they could if they can hand the Money in the Bank contract around the way they do. I don't see why he wouldn't say, "Put your crown up, King."
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But see,
Why not?
if I would hate for Xavier to win it just like that. I want him to win the tournament. Like, I want
Me
him
too.
to have in the brackets. Like, I would hate for him to just be like, "Yo, give me your crown," and beat him and be like, "Cool, I got it."
It's a good point. They should be in a hair versus hair match.
Yeah. Make it happen, Vince.
Yeah, Vince, book it. Corbin, Xavier Woods, hair versus hair.
Hair versus hair. Hair versus hair match.
Yeah, I'm gonna pitch that tonight too. I've had enough drinks. I'm gonna pitch a Mojo Movement, and I'm gonna pitch hair versus hair, Corbin and Xavier Woods, and I'm gonna say cheers at the end of it, and say,
But yeah, that's
no,
one of the
I
things-
have been drinking.
No, officer. I've only had one.
Yes.
But like I said, I wanted, like, when I first saw them, I wanted them to be knights. Then I was like, oh, it's the Forgotten Sons. Like, oh, cool. Like, do like the vest and the motorcycle club or whatever. But I don't know if they're waiting to unveil it, or, you know, like you said, if this is the end of the King of the Ring run for Corbin, then, you know, cool. It steps to that instead of all at once. But
Yeah. Again, I think it's going to be the beginning of. I don't think he's just going to come out next week and be like, I don't have a crown anymore. I'm part of the Forgotten Sons. I'm a motorcycle man now. Which, for one, I would love that promo. But two, I think that it's going to be a more gradual thing. I think something's going to happen. I think they're going to come out dressed a certain way. I think he's going to come out dressed a little bit different. The thing is, all of his gear, though, is like King related now. Like, does it take forever to get gear made? Because I always feel like that every time someone starts to get a new look really solidified, it's too late. Like when The Rock got his own title, it's too late. He wasn't even the champion anymore. You know what I mean? Well, I mean, and belts, obviously they take a certain amount of time. I mean, I know firsthand that they can take a little bit, as I have earned this championship here. I love this thing, dude. I fuck around with it so much. You look at it and you go like, I bet he's always goofing off with that. More so than you actually think. You think it's like all the time. I'm wearing this like all the time. I'm constantly
just don't do
staring
any like Shawn, like
at Shawn Michaels poses.
fold out, poses.
Did you want him?
The Playgirl. No, I don't
Do you want
want
me to
that
send 'em?
shit.
Do you want me to send him?
I don't know. Let's do another giveaway.
Let's do a giveaway. I'd say a signed 8x10, but really it's more like a 5x6. Yeah.
Is
But-
producer asleep or is she giving you the glare?
Oh, she's listening on the headphones. She's a couple seconds behind. She's listening to the other thing, so she hasn't got mad yet. She'll get mad.
For it.
Give her a minute. Wait for it. Wait for it. Here it comes. But I do like Corbin and Murphy and the Mysterios. I like the idea of that. I like Corbin with a faction. So I'm actually really excited about all that. I'm excited to see where it goes. Dude, I think SmackDown overall was just a really good show. What are you going to say?
I was saying it feels like a build up to like Survivor Series.
It does.
You know,
It
like
does.
it's like I got my faction, you got your faction, let's go. And it's like you guys missed the boat. You guys are a month late.
Yeah, whips. Well, it's going to be 3-on-3, right? It'll be Corbin and his henchmen, and it'll be Ray, Buddy, and Dominic.
Yeah.
And that'll be good for Dominic. He'll learn a lot in there, man. Let's see. At the very end, though, we had Kevin Owens and Otis defeating Roman Reigns and Jey Uso via disqualification. Oh, man. I should have made notes on that.
Was that the one where Dom was wearing that ridiculous pink? No,
That was the week before, yeah. Dominic wearing the ridiculous pink shirt like 2 weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
Or was that this one? That was this one. Yeah. Because that's when the guys jumped him.
trying to look like the Rock.
He's trying to look like a pink rock. Like if the Rock and the Hart Foundation, like if he had ever joined it, it'd have been a big bright pink turtleneck with a necklace.
No fanny pack.
No fanny pack. Fuck that guy, dude. If you're going to try and rock the Rock, put on the fucking fanny pack. End of story. What'd you think of his shirt,
Yeah.
Kev?
It doesn't stick out to me. I don't remember it.
Yeah. You don't remember it? Dude, that's all I could watch, man. I was like, I know there's a match happening in the ring that's probably fantastic, but that fucking shirt. Yeah. Let's see. Kevin Owens, Otis, Roman, Jay. This is a bit of a weird pairing. I am not happy with Otis in all these tag matches.
Yeah.
And they broke
I
up
was
heavy
just about to
machinery to
bring that
get
up.
here. Go ahead, bring it up.
Yeah. That's what I was gonna say. Do you think they know what they're doing with Otis?
Mm-mm. No, I think they
Like-
immediately lost faith.
Yeah, like they gave him money in the bank, and it was like, all right, that's weird. Didn't see that. Cool. Way them, they broke up his tag team. And Tucker, we haven't seen him since he was jobbing somebody. Ever since we called him a jobber.
That's a good point. Slick back his hair.
I'm waiting
Left.
for him. Yeah, I'm waiting for him to be the 8th entrance in the Royal Rumble and get eliminated in 13 seconds.
That, or I wouldn't be surprised if he's one of the ghost men in Johnny Gargano's little crew, which you'll see more of that on Thursday. We'll talk about that. But I don't know why they broke up. They broke up all these tag teams to put them into other tag teams, and that's the thing that bothers me. You got Otis and Tucky separated, so now Otis is tagging with random people every week. And then you separated the Iconics, and now you have Peyton and Lacey all the time, online and everything.
Yeah.
And Peyton's been getting all mad. She's online, and she's like, I will never tag with anybody else. And then you see her in like 2 tag matches back-to-back with Lacey. And then someone else will be like, oh, what are you going to name this tag team? She's like, nothing. We will never be a tag team. Then they're paired up again. They're doing photo shoots together. And you're like, you're in a tag team. Wake up. Or say something.
Yeah.
Wake up or speak up. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I don't know how it works.
Chucky got demoted to jobber.
Yep. Tucky, though, in his defense, is still Yolo County champion. Never lost it.
Eh,
I wish that he started coming out with that title, the cardboard one. He should start coming out with it again. But I don't know. I thought the match in and of itself was good, though. I'm really
wearing
excited
that
about
one
Kevin
way
Owens and Roman.
24/7.
Say that again?
I said, what, for him to wear that title chasing the 24/7?
It's fucked up. Yeah, I guess I'll be in the 24/7 title picture soon enough. Dude, we talked about it earlier. Super excited about Roman and Kevin. Really love everything Jey Uso's doing. Dude, I got to do the Jey Uso meet and greet this past week.
Oh, yeah? Nice.
Yeah, it was really cool. I was just telling him about how much we loved him, how much we love what he's doing. He was live streaming at the same time he was doing the meet and greet with me, and I recorded it, but the audio didn't catch, so I've only got one audio angle, so I was gonna try and like mesh them, but I think that he's really taken aback. That was just my impression. He's taken aback by the amount of just outpouring of love that he's receiving. Because when I was talking about how when his brother got hurt, it was like, well, what's going to happen to the team? What's going on here? And then for him to just show up, step up, and just elevate, just to be on such a different level. You're playing a different game now. I was like, it was tremendous. Like, we loved it. It looked to me like I'm not saying anything like crazy, but it looked to me like in his eyes, he looked like he was like a little emotional about it, because he was all like, yeah, man, he's like, just always be ready, I guess, right? Like, he goes, I definitely didn't see it coming. Like, he was really, I think, blindsided by the idea of like, hey, we're pushing you to the main event. And he's probably like standing in the room like, who walked in? You know what I mean? Like, what are you talking about? Like, I don't think
Here's
that...
Ashton Kutcher. Am I getting punked right now?
Yeah, timely reference. Dude, that was such a good one. Did you see that KO show? Did you get a chance to see that one yet?
Mm-mm.
Oh, dude, that's so funny. People aren't even going to believe you right now. So, like 2 weeks ago, there was a KO show on NXT when he was doing commentary, and Johnny Gargano came out and said, "Where's Ashton Kutcher? Am I being punked?" And Kevin Owens said, "Such a timely reference." And then Gargano's all like, "Thank you." Yeah. Yeah.
That's
So I thought you were calling back to that, but no.
No. That's funny. That is hilarious. I haven't watched NXT or AEW in weeks. It took me a while to catch up with WWE, so
That must be nice.
I haven't seen anything. Yeah. I haven't seen anything since Halloween Havoc, I think.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, maybe I'll just tell you a couple segments to see.
But
I'll be like, watch this segment because it's good, but yeah. But yeah, it's Jay just came off as super authentic and really appreciative, and I was wearing remember when we were getting all these cities USO shirts they had, Chicago since day one, and we were all like, come on, make an Arizona one, and they just never did.
They were
talked
so
about that at
pissed
first.
about that.
Yeah,
Oh,
when he saw it, he goes, man, I don't even have that shirt.
Yeah.
I told him, I was like, yeah, me and my buddy, we were so excited. We wanted one from like every big city. And he goes, man, give me that shirt. So, but,
give me your address. I'll send it to you.
Yeah. I'll send you that. I'll send you a little something for you to sign. We'll just call it square.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Give a little shout out to our show. We're good.
Well, this week I did draw him as kind of like, because I've been doing almost with all the meet and greets. When I meet someone, I'll just draw him up. And he shared it out, and it went around. Like, people really liked it. So I was happy about that. Yeah, so it's got our logo out there. So one guy even asked for it as a header, and I just responded to him, and like I redesigned it and did it as a header. And the guy's like, "Thank you so much. It's so cool." I'm like, cool.
Nice.
But yeah, Jey Uso's on a whole new level. Roman's obviously doing what Roman's doing. Kevin Owens is
So
like, I don't know that he's like underappreciated because he's so beloved, but I still feel like that we've only tapped in to like how good he is, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But that's how I feel. That's all I got to say about SmackDown.
That's all I gotta say about that.
Yeah.
There's only one other thing that kind of pissed me off about SmackDown.
Go ahead.
Was the Street Profits little promo. How Cesaro came up and Robert Roode. And they were talking about like, oh, do you have one of these? Do you have one of these? You know, referring to the belt. And I wanted either of them just to say, you were given those. You didn't earn those here.
Yeah.
And, you know, to me, it felt like such a missed opportunity of, you know, just a little dig and being like, hey, you guys literally were handed those and you really haven't done shit with them since.
Yeah. Yeah, the thing is you didn't earn those off of us like the New Day did.
Mm-hmm.
You know? Yeah, I agree. I mean, I don't know. I honestly, to tell you the truth, I only listen partially anyways to the Street Profits. I zone them out at this point. I just don't find them funny or entertaining, but
like,
whatever.
I'm coming around on Montez. Like, I see the athleticism. I see, hey, he's gonna be something. But then, he just does the whole screaming promo, and it's like, all right, you lost me again.
Yeah. Damn it. Calm down.
Yeah. Just talk. But yeah. Outside of that, SmackDown was good.
Yeah.
And I think we're done.
Loved it.
Move on to Monday.
I agree. Let's see. We can move on to Monday right now. Pushing all the buttons, pushing buttons. Buttons. Dude, I do think I have the most fun watching SmackDown than I do any other show, to be honest.
Yes.
It's just so fun from beginning to end. Now, Raw did open up, and I don't think we need to hit everything on Raw. I don't. Because there was a lot of stuff that just kind of was happening, but we'll go through stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, Randy Orton and Bray Wyatt with Alexa in the mix is just so money.
Yeah.
You just can't, you cannot look away. You can't blink. It's no blink TV.
Mm-hmm. Put your phones down and watch.
Yeah. Put your phones down. Tell the kids to shut up. Lock them in a cage. Put the dog down. You know what I mean? Whatever you got to do. You're watching. Eyes locked. Because, every single thing they're doing, every move, every little facial expression, every line, every word in every line, every enunciation, it's all meaningful. It all matters. It's so good, dude. It's just straight up art, I feel like, what they're doing.
Yeah.
The opening Firefight Funhouse, Bray challenging Bray Wyatt. What? No, Randy challenging Bray Wyatt before he has a match with The Fiend. So good. And him telling him that Alexa wasn't going to be there because she was a little rattled from last week. But here's the weird bit about last week is I never felt like Alexa was the damsel in distress. I never felt like she was nervous or scared or unsure of how this was going to play out. Not because it was overly scripted, but because her character seemed so confident in how the Fiend would protect her. You know?
Yeah.
She seemed to be the one in control. Go ahead.
Yeah. I would almost want her to be crying almost. Like she was scared. She's a kid being abducted by, a pedophile or something like that.
Well, easy with that. Let's calm that bit down a little bit.
You know what I'm saying? Just, she was scared. Like you said, a damsel in distress. Fine, not a kid being abducted.
Stop it. Stop. Yeah.
Set off the Amber Alert.
I know a lot of people were upset because they thought that she did come off as a damsel in distress, and it was this whole this is how we use women now; they're a prop. I didn't get that impression from this. I just really didn't. Just flat out. I don't know if making her that overtly a damsel in distress would make me feel otherwise. Maybe I would. Maybe I'd be all like, "Oh, this is a little weird." But as it stands, the way that it played out, that's just not how I felt. I don't know. I just loved it.
Yeah, well, even if, maybe if she wasn't crying, maybe if, like I said, Randy looked like he was going to take her.
But I like the idea that she looked like she was in control. Even when she asked Randy, who do you think's in control here? Or who do you think's messing with who?
Manipulating who?
Yeah, manipulating who? Who's fucking with each other now? You think you've got to us? All right. Yeah. I'm glad you think that. I mean, that was one of my go-to phrases when people at my work would find out that I'd worked in the prisons for a while. Every now and again, someone would look me up and down or whatnot, and they'd be like, "I'm not afraid of you." Okay, well, I wasn't trying to make you afraid of me. First off, I was like, secondly, I'm glad. That gives me the advantage.
Yeah, I'm glad you think that.
Yeah, good. I'm glad you are not concerned and you don't think I can fight. That is the best thing for me in a fight, for you to think that. Perfect. That
yeah.
great.
I got the upper hand already.
Yeah. Oh, cool. You're not going to try and dodge it? Perfect. Eat it. Are you pouring a beer or
Yeah,
peeing, dude?
That was a hard pour, both.
That was yeah. It was a hard one. But I don't think I have anything else to say on that segment just because it was just so good. Like, what are you gonna say? You know?
Yeah.
Is there anything else that you want to talk?
I'm just glad they're
on that
not.
one? Go ahead,
I'm just glad they're not opening up with, what's his name?
Drew.
Good old Claymore. Yeah.
Dude, I loved it. Not only did I love that Drew was not in this segment, I love that his match was like 2 hours in. It wasn't closing the show. None of that. I loved that.
It was on Raw Underground.
Dick. I didn't say that. It was the old electric chair segment. I don't know. And I'm here for the pettiness, pointless aggression. There's the reason we have that T-shirt. Because I have pointless aggression towards all of this, as much as I love it. And I do. I wouldn't watch it if I didn't, to be honest.
Yeah. And,
But-
just to reiterate, we talk shit about a lot of people, but at the end of the day, hey, they're people too.
Oh,
We'd
yeah,
happily
I
have a
don't-
drink with them. If, we don't hate them personally like the rest of the internet.
That's a good point. The internet seems to hate people personally, not us.
Yeah.
I'm talking shit kayfabe. Anytime
Yeah,
I talk
yeah.
shit about any of these characters, it's because of what I'm seeing on TV, not these people at all. I have the utmost
Yeah.
respect for everyone who just goes out there at all. If you
Yeah.
were on that TV because you've done the work to get there, nothing but respect. If I don't like what you're
Cheers
doing
to
on
that.
TV, yeah, cheers. Nothing but respect.
Like, as much shit as I talk about Drew and, hey, I don't want to see him, this and that, like, hey, let's go have a pint and bury the hatchet, if you will. I don't know.
Yeah. Can you imagine the first time you ever meet Drew? You're just all like, "Let's bury the hatchet, man." He's like, "What?
Yeah, dude. Yeah, what the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah, what are you talking about? Do I know you? No, you don't know me. But we should bury the hatchet right here. Let's have a drink.
Yeah.
Let bygones be bygones. Under the bridge. Let's move on." What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Look, I've said a lot of things about you on the internet that is just not pleasant. We don't need to get into details. What did you say? Don't worry about what I said.
Don't worry
Dude, I'm
about it.
saying let's move on. Let's be adults about this. Drew's like, "Look, 3 seconds ago, I didn't know who the hell you were. I'd never seen you in my life. And right now you're telling me I got to forgive you for something? Look,
Yeah.
are we being mature or are we not, Drew? It's balls in your court."
Yeah. Yeah.
I didn't realize you'd be so childish, to be honest. I just go on the internet and
Come
make a
on,
fool of
grow up.
myself. Yeah, grow up, Drew.
Correct.
They fart into a mic.
Yeah.
Reminds me of that video. I mean, everyone's seen it by now, where the dude's just pissed about the Wizard of Oz. It's like, "Grow up, bro!" You know? No, listen. She comes down in a fucking bubble, dog. You know the video I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Grow up, bro. Producer hasn't seen it. Guess what she's going to get spammed with tonight? I'm showing her this video. I'm not only going to show her this video, I'm putting on the projector. I'm putting the HomePod on 100% audio, and we're going to listen to this and memorize it together. But Kev, you know the video I'm talking about, right?
Everyone tweet the video at wrestlingontherocks.com. At wrestlingontherocks.
Actually, yeah,
it
for
straight
tweeting
to her.
WOTR the show. Everybody tweet this at the producer.
it.
She runs the Twitter at WOTR the show. Send her this video clip of the guy. You know the guy, the in a bubble dog. He does that. He does that motion. Anybody listening on podcast, you didn't see me. I did the thing with the head. You know what I'm talking about. Grow up, dog. So good. Sorry, I just had a whole fight with Drew McIntyre, and I apologize, man. Drew, let's
So we
move
buried
on.
the hatchet all in one segment.
Yeah. Yeah. We buried the hatchet all in one segment. We got pissed. We had a fight with Drew. He understands. He's a little confused. It's all right.
It's like the Sheamus Drew promo or
That's
segment.
true. That's actually, you're 100% right.
We just did it right now with him. He doesn't know it, but we did it with him.
Yeah, 100%.
Come on.
See, we'll just start
let's go get
calling him a
pint.
friend of the show at this point.
Yeah.
Friend of the show, Drew McIntyre.
Yeah. Friend of me.
Friend of me. I don't even know where we are.
Friend of me of the show. Yeah, I don't know either.
Did you want to talk about Asuka and Shayna?
Boobs
No.
on the back.
I don't know if the mic picked that up. Producers off to the side. Boobs on your back. Okay, we can talk about that. Remember the Nia promo on the way out?
I did. You know the classic, you see it at the beach all the time, the T-shirt where it looks like old ladies wear them all the time, where it looks like they have like nice boobs and stuff like that. They need to make a Lana shirt with the boobs on the back like that.
I could see that. I used to have one of those shirts. I used to wear it. I wore it when I was like in high school, but it was the bikini one. It wasn't the guy one. It was the bikini one.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah.
Yeah.
Put
Yeah,
the
people
boobs
got
on the
really
back.
upset when I wore it.
Wear it crisscross style.
Yeah, wear it in the back. 100%. I agree. Boobs on the back should be Lana's new shirt. Lana is the best. Lana number one. Lana got boobs on the back.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, do you think that was an ad lib? My gut tells me Nia just thought that was a funny thing to say and said it. I don't feel like that was scripted. What do you think?
I don't think it's scripted. That's kind of, I don't know. It's
You're
kind of
like-
out there. Like it was kind of like,
You're like, who would ever write that down?
yeah. Oh,
Read
she got
this.
boobs on her back.
Yeah.
But it was weird too. Just Shayna's like, her front's gonna be her back, and her back's gonna be her front. It's like, oh, boobs on the back. 'Cause that's the
Yeah,
other
it
thing.
was-
WWE's never referred to boobs as boobs.
That's a good point. They've always said puppies.
Yeah, puppies, kittens, some kind
I
of
don't-
furry creature.
Christ. Come on. Can't have a resident Lawler Kevlar over here.
Heyo.
Yeah. I'm an expert in WWE vernacular, and I would say puppies is the more.
But he referred to them as kittens because remember Cat?
Just
He
stop.
didn't call her kittens.
I hate you. I hate you, dude. Ugh. I do
I'm
think
gonna find
What?
clips of kittens
Don't.
referring,
Find
and I'm gonna send it to @RefMarsh on Twitter.
Yeah, hit me up on Twitter with all your kitten videos.
Yeah.
Idiot. I do think Asuka and Shayna was a really good match. I thought the fight looked good. I thought it was actually really good catch wrestling. A lot of the reversals on each other's holds. I thought it was awesome. I thought that
Oh
bit
no,
was
it was
awesome.
technically awesome. Yeah.
It makes me excited for the idea of an Asuka Shayna singles storyline about that title. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But here we are with this tag team thing. And to be honest, look, as much as I've talked about Lana or not talked about Lana because I'm just generally not all that interested in what's going on there, I do think she's been putting in a ton of work. And to be honest, her pairing with Asuka has me the most interested in her than I've ever been. And there's part of me that's all like, I wonder if Lana's going to get the tag titles. And I don't feel like upset by that. Where, I mean, honestly, even as much as I love Natty, obviously, as we talked about it before, her pairing with Natty, I was like, I don't know about this. I don't know if I want them having the tag titles. And I want Natty to hold the tag titles at some point during her career. I think that would mean a lot to her, especially with her dad. But I wasn't feeling it the same way. But with this Asuka pairing, something about it has got me in. I don't know what it is. What do you think?
Real quick on the Natty thing. Natty needs to win the tag titles with Beth Phoenix. I don't know if it's when Edge comes back, to settle his thing with Randy, but they need to win them as a team. Because they were the
want that
first
too, but I
women's
just-
tag team, really.
I know, but I don't know if that's the thing that Beth wants necessarily. And I think Beth does want it, but I also think, like, I just don't know. I don't know if I want to put that
Yeah.
on Beth. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because that's really comes down to like, hey, this is on you now.
But then
Beth.
she comes back for every Rumble.
Well, that's true. I mean, she got her head busted
Like,
open by Bianca, just
yeah,
murdered.
I mean, even if it's just you know, a little, what is it, bridge gap, whatever they call it, title reign.
Yeah, like
You
if they
know,
won
have
him
her
at the
get it,
Royal
and then
Rumble and held him to Mania.
Well, not even held into Mania. How big would it be for them for Beth to lose them to a team on NXT?
Oh, well, yeah, but you could do the takeover at Mania.
Yeah, but
Or maybe
No.
win them at Mania and then lose them in NXT just somewhere along the line. You could do that.
yeah,
That'd
because
be
I
cute.
remember there's
Cage.
so I'm a big Arizona Diamondback fan, and Mark Grace used to be a first baseman for the Diamondbacks and the Cubs, the shitty Cubs that no one cares about, but the Diamondbacks.
Piece of shit.
And I remember the Diamondbacks were getting killed in this game against the Reds. And I can't remember who the batter was, but you know when it's like 17-0, they put in a position player just to be a pitcher and be like, hey, just throw the ball, get us through the inning. He pitched to a couple batters, and he pitched to this guy, and I can't remember. I want to say it's Jay Bruce was the batter, but the dude hit a home run off of Mark Grace. So years down the line, Mark Grace became the Diamondbacks commentator. And every time we faced the Reds, and I think, like I said, I think it was Jay Bruce, he would call him the greatest hitter in baseball history because he hit a home run off of him. And Mark Grace was a pitcher. So if they did something like that with Beth, like, oh, here comes the greatest tag team ever, and, it's an NXT tag team, I think that would be kind of funny and kind of, ironic, if you will.
I agree.
Yes.
I like the idea.
You're busting through the door like the Hawaiian punch jar.
That's fucked up. Kev, I need your mom on the show to just support me.
Did you hear the door?
She's all, you busted through like the Kool-Aid man. I bet I did.
I heard the door.
Hey, or whatever you said.
Yeah. Hey.
I
think
get a
that's
notification that I needed to continue. That's why I stopped.
I got you. I do like the idea of that. Here comes the greatest hitter of all time, just because they hit one home run off them one time. I think it's really funny to do that with an NXT tag team.
If the greatest women's wrestler of all time, Beth is putting this moniker on, whoever it is, I think it'd be funny.
It'd be good. I mean, I think you could do that with like Dakota and Raquel. Although Raquel seems to be on the fast track to the world title, so we'll see. But I agree, and I like it. Do not hate it at all. Let's see. I hated Miz TV like crazy. Hated it.
Dude, by the way, I am so glad John Morrison is back in WWE, but like I like John Morrison so much.
Yeah. I know, you were so thrilled when he came back.
Yeah, and I think The Miz brings him down. And a lot of people, don't see that, but I think he's, naturally funny on the mic. I don't think he's like a good lead, but he's a great hype man, if you will. Every time Miz says something, Morrison has a witty, remark to go with it, and it's fucking awesome. And plus, he's athletic as hell.
Well, I'm glad that's how you feel about Morrison.
Yeah, I just got to throw that out there.
No, I mean, because to me, I just feel like it's a lot of, I don't know, it just comes off a little like try too hard bad comedy, but at the same time,
it's slapstick comedy, but it's fucking like, to me, I think he hits the point a lot of the times.
And to me, that's all I need to know is if you are liking it and you're thinking John Morrison's doing a good job, then I'm happy with what he's doing to that degree. Because I know that I can be a bit harsh about some of the comedy in wrestling. It's not been a secret. But yeah, I don't.
Because
I
you
didn't
don't know
like Miz
comedy.
TV. Yeah,
I'm just kidding. It
don't
doesn't
know
run in your
funny.
bloodline.
A big phone. That's funny. Wait, remember
Yeah.
Scrubs? It's because you don't know funny, Elliot. A giant phone. That's funny. Hello? Hello? That's what makes me think you're doing. What do you think's happening with Retribution?
They don't
Yim's
know. I
not
don't
Mia
know
Yim. I'm
either.
sorry. Mia Yim has not been seen in WWE in quite some time, to be quite honest. But Reckoning, however, has
See,
lost
that-
2 matches in a row against Dana Brooks, and it has not made Ali happy, Mustafa Ali happy at all.
Mustafa.
Yes.
Last week when Mia Yim's mask came off.
No.
Yes.
That never happened.
Yes.
No, Reckoning's
yes.
mask fell off, you son of a bitch.
No. No. Yes. Mia
I
Yim,
rep the Ret.
They needed to acknowledge that.
Retribution.
If it wasn't already the most, well-known secret that Reckoning's Mia Yim, they needed to, oh my gosh, that's Mia Yim from NXT. I've been saying it since the beginning of Reckoning being around, and even really Dijakovic as well, even though you can't do it as much because, obviously he shaved his head. But I think they still should have been having matches in NXT. So it's not them.
Oh, I mean, that would be funny. I'd be clever to do it where they're still showing both sides there. I think the important bit isn't that. You know what's funny is someone actually posted a comment to Reckoning and said, "I know you're Mia Yim, you're a fraud." And then Reckoning's response
You're a
was,
fraud.
"If you know, how am I a fraud?"
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because it's that whole thing where it's like, it's not that the secret is out or that they're insulting your intelligence or, oh, am I supposed to not know it's her? No, you are supposed to know it's her. But you're also supposed to recognize that she's gone through a change. And I don't know if I sent you the videos. I thought I did, where Mustafa was on Instagram or their network exclusive. He was on a few things, and he had this whole promo called I say it's called Imagine That. I don't know if they titled them, to be quite honest, but he said Imagine That a couple of times, and I loved it. And one of the things was like, imagine being told that no one, or was it being made fun of by your name alone? So imagine I would get a group of people, where he's like talking about, I gave them silly names so they would be made fun of. I put on stupid masks so people would judge them by their appearance and call them names and say things. Imagine that, a company that couldn't understand how to use somebody because they have a name that people think is funny or that people will judge them by their look alone. Imagine that, So I think that there's actually deep levels of art to Retribution that people are ignoring. I think that's part of it. No one thinks it's not Mia Yim. WWE's not pretending it's not Mia Yim. Mia Yim has gone through a transformation.
Yeah. See, I think it's them pretending it's not Mia Yim. By when her mask falls off, they don't say, "Oh, look, we know her."
Is it, or would that be is it more respectful to continue to call her Reckoning regardless of the mask falling off because of the change that she's undergoing or the experience that she's trying to have? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, I understand that.
Like if someone goes through a name change or something and you refuse to call them that?
Yeah.
I mean, I'll be the first to admit, when I was in high school, a good buddy of mine's brother I met, and I called him Sam for, I think, 3 years before I found out his name was Andy. And I confronted him and said, "Sam?" And he goes, "Yeah, what's up?" I just found out your name was Andy. And he goes, "Oh, yeah, since birth." Was there a reason why when I first started calling you Sam, you didn't say, "Hey"? My name is Andy. Where did Sam come from? He goes, no, I just wasn't bothered by it. I said, all right, Sam, we're too far in now. And I walked out of his room.
We can't turn back.
Yeah. It's too far in. I saw him, and every time I saw him, I was like, Sam, what's up? And he goes, hey. He didn't help me, man.
That's on him, though. Like, I think, if somebody called me Sam and like, hey, Sam, I'm like, no. Like, that, I don't know, that's just weird.
That happened to me
funny.
twice in high school. There's another guy I called George for all of high school. The whole 4 years. When I went to have him sign my yearbook, I couldn't find him. He flipped over to a different page because his name was like Will. I was like, what the fuck? Dude, I've been calling you George for 4 years. He's like, yeah, wasn't bothered by it. What the fuck is happening in this school? Happened twice.
Oh,
My buddy's brother and this kid I was in, I want to say it was drama class with or some shit.
He was in character.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, guys. I got to play George for a minute. Hey, Marsh, what's up?
Yeah. How you doing?
Yeah.
Anyways, I got to run. Potty break. You had yours.
Fucking
Talk
damn.
about something.
What a great goddamn segue.
I don't know how else to announce, but I gotta.
I know. Well, you better run because a lot of this is conversation, I think. So go.
Oh, I'm just gonna pee in the trash can.
Yeah, just open the back door, dude.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Let's see.
My dog might come in.
All right. Well, producer. So Kev is stepped away.
I can see that.
He takes off his headphones. Now his headphones are picking up the audio of his iPad, so I hear a little bit of feedback. So, but it's all right. What, from your perspective, what do you think they're going to do with Reckoning? With Slapjack and Reckoning losing the way they have 2 weeks in a row? Like, where do you think you would do that? Do you think that actually is going to mean that they are leaving Reckoning, or not Reckoning, but Retribution, or what do you think?
Maybe she steps it up and does some attacks. I don't know.
Yeah.
Or match. I don't know if they're really doing matches outside the ring, but I feel like the ring is not the best place for Reckoning. It's not her good luck place.
So this will be like a perfect time for Raw Underground.
I was actually thinking today how much I miss Raw Underground, but that was so different in that we had more people around the ring, which I knew wasn't a good idea because of COVID. But if they did something where there's plexiglass, I wonder if they could do something. I don't know, but I do miss Raw Underground. But I don't think she leaves Retribution. I think she works to make sure she's in it.
Okay, I could see that. I mean, that's a good point. Can you imagine them doing like a Raw Underground, but in like the CWC where they're doing NXT? That could make sense.
All right, I'm back.
Yeah, I don't think she wants to leave.
Yeah.
I think she's just gonna try to prove them wrong.
Okay. Kev, what do you think? Do you think that this is a sign that Reckoning's going to be booted out of Retribution? Producer thinks this is where she steps up to prove she deserves to belong in Retribution.
Yeah, I can see her, like, trying to prove she belongs in the club or gang, whatever you want to call them, and
Jesus, dude.
almost do like a Jey Uso type of thing.
Yeah. I think
She's
there's
almost
definitely
taking
something
it
happening,
too far.
though. I think that the Retribution story is definitely moving because Ali yelling and screaming the way he has online. They've been saying, like, failure is not an option. T-Bar even went out to say something has to change after Reckoning lost her match. So I think we are seeing a shift in that storyline, and I'm excited about it because they've been establishing themselves, but rather weakly. And I think that this is a cool acknowledgement of, like, hey, we're not actually as strong as we think. I've seen a lot of people think that this means that that Reckoning's out and Slapjack is out, and people think they're gonna bring Braun Strowman in.
No way.
Get the fuck out of here! Get your head out of your ass!
No way, my dude.
Yeah. Say that one more time and catch an ass whooping.
Yeah. To me,
Shout out
that's
to TW podcast.
To me, that's like the whole thing of Retribution was people that were undervalued, and
Yes.
Braun Strowman's not undervalued. You know, he's been in title pictures, he's had pushes and stuff like that, and
see, I feel that way, but his Chronicle, if you watch it, he doesn't. But I agree with you. I feel like the companies relied on him for a shitload of stuff. And when you watch his Chronicle, he breaks down. Literally cries in that Chronicle. It's a fantastic Chronicle. Matter of fact, I don't think there's a Chronicle worth missing. I think if you have the WWE Network, you watch Chronicle the series. End of story. There's other stuff on there, like Not Sam Wrestling, big fan. But watch Chronicle. So Braun Strowman's, he breaks down, literally cries, saying that he felt like ending his life because he felt that the company didn't have faith in him and wasn't utilizing him, and he felt worthless. And there's a lot there. And I don't want to be like the type of podcast, but there's a lot to unpack. Let's talk about mental health and all that. Obviously, that's all a factor. And obviously, that's very important. And anybody who does feel that way, reach out to someone you love. There's always phone numbers that are circulating all the time. Those are real and impactful, and please do those things. Don't go with that. But that said, I agree with you that my thought was always, oh, they've got big plans for Braun down the line. He's just not where they want him to be yet. Or they're trying to establish him in a different way. Or they're unsure of not even his ability, but maybe just his standing. Like, it always felt like they were just waiting to pull the trigger. And I know you and I talked about it before. We felt like they missed the boat when they should have pulled the trigger on his Universal title run. And hindsight is what it is, and maybe that would have been a good time, maybe not. But he did get the title during a pandemic, and I don't think that's a time to shy away from. People were utilized during that time for sure because of just flat out availability, but I still don't think. I don't think that they didn't believe in him at that point. So all that to say, the story of Braun includes a large chunk of time where he feels underappreciated and underutilized. Whether us fans also feel that way, I don't know that that's as important. Does that make sense? Even for a faction like Retribution.
I don't know. I just don't feel. I don't feel that as a fit, because even, let's say he joins Retribution. Is Ali gonna be telling him what to do? You know what I mean? You have 3 pit bulls, if you want to call them, being bossed around by a chihuahua.
Well, okay.
Like, I'm just saying, they're all a lot bigger than him, and he's, and especially Braun, who's established. That's my biggest thing with this. Is Retribution is people that are underutilized and that aren't established. Braun is established. Whether they give him the stupid Braun Express shit or the monster with hands or whatever the fuck they called it. Choo-choo. Yeah. Like, he's an established guy. Like, we talked about it. Yeah. But we talked about it before with, once again, Mojo, the Mojo movement that we're starting tonight.
Yes.
Mojo could be a part of that.
I want my Mojo back.
Yeah. Give me my Mojo back.
Yeah. I've lost my
But,
Mojo.
even, look at, Curtis Axel and Bo Dallas. Throw them in Retribution. That's fine. Like, they Oh, were they?
With the company? Yeah, they're no longer with the company.
No.
Stop.
I've been gone a while.
Yeah, well.
But like, get people that aren't established with Retribution that
Like Cody Rhodes
have
would
been
be a perfect fit.
underutilized. No, he's established.
Yeah.
He'll always be Stardust in my heart.
Yeah, there you go.
But,
I don't
like,
disagree with you. I'm interested about the concept of it, though. I wonder about it. I don't know.
It's so weird because Retribution. The other thing that it's pissing me off, and I don't know if it pisses you off, but whenever there's other segments and they mention, oh, they're just getting Retribution, like, stop using the word Retribution since this is their name.
Yeah.
I think I heard it twice this week, and I've heard it in previous weeks, where it's like, oh, they're just getting Retribution. Well, stop with that. You have a group called Retribution that you're, once again, underutilizing, and just don't use that word.
Yeah, 100%. I get a kick out of it when JR says it in AEW. Oh, they're coming out here looking for Retribution. I'm all like, oh, I don't know, man. They're not going to find them here, I'll tell you that. Yeah. Well, I mean, we'll see how it plays out. I'm interested in it. I'm a little bit tired of New Day and Hurt Business, to be honest. I mean, they keep putting on great matches. I'm not gonna pretend like they're not. Every match that any pairing of those guys has is fantastic. It's a great match.
Yeah.
But the story to me has lost a lot of sense. I don't understand where it's going.
Yes.
Maybe I don't need to understand where it's going, but at the same time, like, I'm just not invested anymore. It's like, okay, Hurt Business gets 1,000 tries because maybe there's no other tag teams here who want it. Like, I don't understand why Miz and Morrison aren't trying to get New Day's titles. They're more of a tag team than, I guess, almost any other pairing. I mean, there's just not a lot of tag teams there. Maybe that's part of it, but I'd rather see Retribution go for it. See Mason and T-Bar go for it. I'd rather that at this point.
I'd be okay with that. But they also have a great tag team in the making that they're wasting on the World Championship. But the thing that is getting me with Hurt Business is the whole point of Hurt Business was to combat Retribution. And
no, they were established before Retribution. They just said that they could. Then they just stopped caring.
Well, they said they could. Like, yeah, hey, we'll be hired guns for these thugs that are, destroying the sets and stuff like that. And then they stopped doing that. So Retribution, like, But the thing that's getting me with Hurt Business, I hate how they keep calling their matches. Like, in the fact that,
yeah, they just say, I want this match now, and it happens.
Yeah, I want this match. Okay, it happens. Adam Pearce is the closest thing we have to a GM, across, both shows. And there's just, MVP did it, I think, a couple weeks ago, or it might have been last week. Cedric did it this week, where they're like, oh, well, no, you can't go away. I want a match. Well, and then they, New Day plays it off, and Xavier's over there like, well, Kofi's a bigger man than I would have just walked away. It's like, yeah, because that's not a match, and for storyline wise, it just doesn't make sense.
Yeah, I just don't know what we're doing. It feels like a holding pattern.
Yeah, and, I think it's kind of cool that Cedric's getting a little push. Yeah. He's beating Xavier, now he's beating Kofi. And, he's a great talent, but where's it going?
Do you think Cedric's going to break away from Hurt Business because he's starting to get, like, a big head?
Well, it's looked like that a couple times. Where, he's celebrating by himself and, Shelton and MVP are just sitting there like, what the fuck? Yeah. But what does he break away to?
Yeah, that's what I think too. Is I thought her business gave him his most relevancy. And I don't mean that in a mean way. I just feel that he's so good and so talented, and in every way, I want to see him be utilized this way. And so putting him with the Hurt Business made him more prominent, and I love that. In the chat, real quick, just because we do like to acknowledge the chat as it comes through. WWE Creative says, "I'm smiling like a Cheshire cat. 2 hours for nothing." Yeah, I mean, that's kind of our way. We're not talking about anything. We're not making the impact. I mean, were you looking for a specific topic that we didn't hit? Were you hoping for some made-up rumors? Because we've got a few made-up ones along the way so far, and I'll make up more.
Yeah, I got a couple in my back pocket.
Yeah, I've always got something ready. Yeah, that's kind of how I feel about Her Business and New Day too. I'm ready for that to move on. Let's see, McIntyre. Oh yeah, here was in the middle. McIntyre, Sheamus, AJ, and Miz and Morrison. Oh yeah, and they're making it handicap matches and still giving Drew the win and stuff. Like, I don't know, dude. I'm not interested. I didn't care about it. Moved on. Bobby Lashley and Jeff Hardy was pretty dope.
Yeah,
although
it was really good.
Yeah, the match itself was really good. I don't like the idea of pairing Hardy with Matt Riddle. Do you like the idea of pairing them?
As much as I like both of them, I don't think you pair Jeff Hardy with anybody besides Matt Hardy.
Yeah. Especially by calling them the Hardy Bros.
Bros, yeah. Yeah. And once again, it's with WWE and, their level of pettiness. But then at the same time, the Leader of Worlds happened with Bray and Matt, and it was all right. It was short-lived, but, it was kind of cool. But I just don't.
Yeah.
But at the same time, with that, Bray and Matt had similar gimmicks.
Yes.
And Jeff and Riddle. It's an awkward pairing. And I know you're not a fan of Riddle. I like Riddle a lot. But I just don't see it. Like, I don't see
why.
That's
my thing.
Like, it doesn't make sense.
As much as I love the pettiness, there is part of me that feels like there's a little bit of a slap in the face. Like you said, they're him and his brother named Matt. You got Matt Riddle and Matt Hardy. The Hardy boys are the Hardy brothers. And you want to be called the Hardy Bros? Like,
yeah.
Matt and Jeff, the Hardy Bros? I'm not. I mean, that's a little bit.
But even Riddle messed up with it at the beginning of the promo where he's like, "Oh, the Hardy Bros. I mean, the Hardy Boys were the best tag team, and it's like way too close." And
yeah, it's too much. It's too close.
Like
I just
said,
don't like that
like
one.
Riddle,
I think it's poor taste.
Yeah, 100%. I think so too, especially since the Hardy Boys or the Hardy Bros are going to be in the Hall of Fame. Like, both of them are going to be in the Hall of Fame. Matt, obviously went to AEW, but you can't, like, that'd be like if the, what's his name? Riddle went to go with, like, Devon. Like, yo, let's be the Dudley Bros.
Yeah.
And it's like, it just doesn't hit, like, I think. And
I don't often say poor taste. I often say, hey, man, it's wrestling. It's crazy. We say dumb shit. It's what happens. This one to me, as soon as I saw it, I was like, ugh. Like, I didn't even have a problem with them being a team necessarily. Because I know you're like, hey, if it's not Matt, I don't want it. But in my mind, I was like, well, I know that Jeff and Matt Riddle have tweeted back and forth about the idea of working together, and they seem to actually be friends and friendly and all that, and I could get that. So I'm not even like inherently against the idea of them possibly teaming up. But once he started saying Hardy Bros and the Whispro in the Wind or some shit, like, I was like, no.
That was funny, but...
Okay, come on, man, get out of here. To me, that's when I started
it's just
losing.
A bro pun with them, but no, as soon as he said Hardy Bros, I was out. I was like, no, don't stop.
Yeah.
you can go with a bunch of other puns throughout wrestling that could ruin tag teams. Like Booker T and Eddie Guerrero being called Harlem Cheat. Like, that's stupid. Like
Come on.
What? What'd I say? I didn't say anything. Just telling you stuff. It's a freight train back there, man. I can't stop it. Everyone knows that. But yeah, no, 100%. You could do all those things. I felt like it was a little poor taste. But at the same time, if Matt Hardy's not going to fucking relax. But at the same time, so is Matt Hardy. So I guess on the flip side, Matt Hardy is going into AEW and pretending to be all his different Hardy boy different versions, and I'm version 1, I'm Hardy, I'm extreme Hardy now. And like, if you're gonna do that, then hey, maybe we can shit on it over here too. I mean, I'm here for the pettiness. To me, I don't like it, and I just wish I just hope it doesn't happen. I don't know. I don't have anything else to say about that, I guess, really.
Yeah.
Before we go on to the final segment, I am going to throw this out there. With WWE Creative saying smiling 2 hours for nothing, it makes me wonder if they're talking about Impact. Was Kenny Omega's thing on Impact like largely unsuccessful or unmeaningful? Is that what we're talking about? Because I'm interested, but I'm sure we'll talk about it more on Thursday. It's all right. We can, unless there's...
It ended with Josh Matthews interviewing Omega and Don Callis inside the trailer, and they basically said like Matthews said he was trained and later managed by Kenny's uncle Golden Sheik, mentioned that he's known Kenny since he was a child.
Yeah.
They're gonna do something with the belts, like title with the names on the sides of the belts, I think.
Of the AEW title?
Sorry, my thing's being slow.
Yeah. No, that's all right. I mean, we can talk about it on Thursday. Right. We'll hit it up there. But I did see in one, I had my little chat open, and I saw some people say, so that happened, and someone said, what the fuck? So that's what makes me think it might be that. I don't know. We'll talk about it on Thursday for sure. When I find any video footage I find of it or any clips, I'll definitely send it to you, Kev, and Clump if he decides to be on. The final segment, Randy Orton versus Bray Wyatt. I loved this, man. I thought this was so good. This was a great teaser for the idea of them in TLC. Ultimately, Randy Orton gets the RKO, goes for the pin, the lights go out, come back on, and it's the Fiend laying there who puts the mandible claw on Randy and just wrecks him. Dude, I loved the whole way they did this. I'll throw a little bit of fucking... a lot of people I saw going like, oh my God, that's crazy. How'd they pull that off live? It wasn't live. It's obvious. Like, I was in the Thunderdome, because I'm in the Thunderdome every Monday. Thunder Marsh. You're welcome. They, once Randy went for the pin, everything just went black. There's no more Thunderdome screens. And when it came back, it was the Fiend's background. There was no Thunderdome people. There was no reaction to be had. That was filmed in advance. They just cut to an old video. That's all it was. But it was done awesome. It was done perfectly. I loved it. It's not me trying to be all like, oh, I know I'm smart, I know the thing, but it is what it is. It was TV magic, and it was great. Now they did it perfectly and executed it so well. Kev, what did you think? Orton versus Wyatt.
I thought it was great. The good back and forth and stuff like that. I loved the RKO right before, it turned black. Mm-hmm. But when it came back with the Fiend, I wanted a disqualification.
That'd be funny. Well, I
like
mean,
how
they just
hilarious
did a
would it be,
non-finish.
No, yeah, they did. But how hilarious would that have been if, he got disqualified for being the Fiend? But
that'd be kind of neat. The ref just literally rings the bell. Ding, ding, ding. Your winner by disqualification, Randy Orton. And like, what? Why? Because the Fiend wasn't in the match.
Yeah. It was Bray Wyatt, not the Fiend. It was clear before the match.
Yeah. Yeah. They made it very clear. Yeah.
Yeah. But, you know, outside of that stupid finish that I came up with, it was great.
That was so good.
This is,
I'm loving
you know,
what they're doing.
No, 100%. Like, they took arguably their two best talents and put them together, and it's not for a title. You know,
Yes.
Drew has been pushed so hard for the past, 8 months? Actually, almost a year. And he's taken such a back seat to this in a matter of, 2 weeks? 3 weeks?
Because it's undeniable.
Yeah.
As much as you want to say Drew McIntyre is the man and he's the future and he's the champion and hey, everyone's got to get behind Drew McIntyre and he's the MVP of 2020, which I can't believe people are saying that, but
yeah, but look at the other candidates of 2020.
I mean, honest to God though,
no,
I
know,
might
100%.
I might be biased, but Bayley was like carrying so much of the TV. There was a while where it was Bayley and Sasha on every single show for months through the era without any fans. They were one of the first promos to happen with an empty arena. Literally the empty arena. That first SmackDown where there was not a single person in there but Triple H and Michael Cole on commentary. Bayley and Sasha were like the first two out there and they carried it through. I'm not saying Drew didn't do anything, but I'm saying Bayley did a lot of work for 2020. And to me, I feel like that should be notable. Either way, like you said, in like a matter of 2 weeks, it's all like, hey, yeah, you're the guy, but I mean, Randy Orton versus Bray, what do you want us to do? It's closing the show.
Yeah.
Especially like you said, we've been getting the Roman Reigns treatment. Every single opening and every single closing has been Drew. Even when Lana was in the main event for that Battle Royal and she wins it to get her title shot, they cut away at the end to go to some backstage brawl with Drew and probably Orton to just go to the end of it. And you're like, why did it have to close on Drew? Why couldn't it have closed with Lana shocking the world? Because Lana wasn't supposed to win because we all forgot about Lana. Like, that to me was more impactful than and Drew and Randy are punching again. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So this was refreshing. A refreshing change of pace. Go ahead. I cut you off.
Yeah. No. You're good. Trying to think where I left off.
I don't know, Bray Randy being a matter of 2 weeks being the main event.
Yeah, like they basically that the title has taken such a back burner approach with Randy and Bray being the highlight.
Yes.
There's not a lot of times that the main event and the focal point isn't on the title. Like, that's supposed to be what they're chasing. And it's on them. They took, like I said, arguably two of the better talents from Raw and put them together. And, basically it's been making Drew look silly.
Yeah.
Like, Drew's thing this week with Sheamus and stuff, they're beating the shit out of each other. And then, all of a sudden, I forgot who it was, the WWE official got in the middle of it, and then they just started beating him. And once again, it brought the same recurring question: is how is Drew not a heel? Like, how are we supposed to be cheering this? Like, don't get me wrong. Like, I 100% back Drew and Sheamus together. Like, take the title off of Drew. Let them go after the tag team titles. I think Sheamus, Drew, and New Day back and forth for the titles would be great.
Yeah,
But
I would be 100% behind all that.
yeah, and we've been saying it for months that Drew's a heel. Just embrace him as a heel. Everything he does is a heel, and for him to take such a like I said, back burner approach for this week's Raw, to me kind of was like, cool, this might be the turning of the tides. Like, all right, we had Roman Mania, or not Roman, but Drew Mania, and it's over.
Yeah.
Let's move on.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I do feel like he's a really great heel. I do feel like Drew puts on good matches overall, but I'm not excited about him getting those hot tags. I thought Sheamus was doing all the work, which was great, but it was also just traditional babyface heel tag team stuff where all the heat's on Sheamus. He's getting his ass kicked. He needs Drew to come save the day. He does a couple moves, boom, end story. Just not interested in all that. But the Bray and Orton stuff, even though it's like a rehashing of an old story, it feels like the freshest thing on TV right now. It's fucking incredible.
Oh, yeah.
I am so in on this. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't know the right answer for any of it. But I know that I'm super excited for all that. Let's see. What is that? Did you send me something I need to read it now? Oh. That's interesting. So Kim, Randy's wife, said, "Hey, Dave Meltzer, I'm curious where you get your facts from because I didn't hear many in your interview about my husband, Randy Orton." I love that. Journalism at its best, right? And that's what I'm saying. Here at Wrestling on the Rocks, we try not to repeat other people's shitty, stupid, made-up rumors because we have our own. And we like to get our own over.
We like to spread our own shitty made-up rumors.
Yes. Our shitty made-up rumors are better than yours because we're drunker.
Yeah.
Meltzer. Shots fired.
I don't know.
I say shots fired, but truly, shots taken.
More like
Shots fired and shots taken. Boom. New T-shirt. Wrestling on the Rocks. It's going to be an underwear with a streak and an empty shot glass. Shots taken and shots fired. Boom.
The holiday package. Dirty drawers and a shot glass.
Hell yeah, dude. That is what we're about around here. We're about shitty jokes and big old glasses of booze. Yeah. Cav, I think that's about all I had to say about wrestling this week. What do you think?
Yeah, that's about all you should say.
I liked it. I'll be honest. I did like it. I liked a lot of the wrestling. I'm excited where we're going with a bunch of this stuff. But at the end of the day, I just want to get drunk with my friends and talk wrestling and yell about it. You can pick up our Pointless Aggression t-shirts at WrestlingOnTheRocks.com. Eyes out for the shots fired and shots taken t-shirt on the way. For Wrestling on the Rocks.
Is it turn in a shot glass?
A what? Shot glass?
I said, is it just going to be a turn in a shot glass?
A turd in a shot glass? Yeah. Well, we could put the poop emoji in one of them because it smiles.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's something to think about. We got to work on this design. We're going to make things happen. We're going to make movements happen. Bowel movements happen. You know what I mean? Oh, no. What do you mean you did a bad thing?
No, I gave you this idea.
Oh, by giving me the idea? No. Shots fired. Shots taken. I'm going to put that in the bio on Twitter. You got to change your bio now, Kevlar. Okay. It's got to say shots fired and shots taken. It's your homework. Support the show.
What's a bio?
That's about right. That's about right. Yo, Clump tweeted this week for the first time ever to talk shit to one of our listeners, Don Stugat. He's like our most lawyer listener, and he's all like, "Fuck you, dude!" And I was like, "Whoa, shots fired, shots taken." It was tremendous.
Fuck you for liking our show.
Yeah, don't you ever like this? Another day in the life of the Ironics.
No.
Yeah, that's us, dude.
No.
Yeah.
No.
It's been another successful episode 1. You know, with its twists and turns. A pinch at the end. You know what I mean? What?
So your asshole doesn't shine shot.
What?
The joke.
What was that, Kev?
Why are turds tapered? I said there's the joke. Why are turds tapered at the end? So your asshole doesn't slam shut.
You're an idiot. You've ruined the show. We're back to episode 1.
I'm glad
Guys,
I came
I
back
think
to
that's
this shit.
yeah. Yeah. Oh, I forgot why I was away so long. But I think that's it, man.
Yeah.
I think that you should give us the likes, the reviews, the stars, the notifications, all of the things, the follows, subscribes. What was that, Kev?
I was going to say, only if you like us. If you don't like us, stay off of social media.
No, go ahead.
We don't
Shit
want
on
to
us.
hear from you.
Rate us if you're listening to the podcast.
Shower us in turd. It's not a big deal. The more comments, the better. That's the one thing we know about metrics. It's about that people are talking, not what people are saying. So shit on us.
Traffic.
Rain on our parade. I'm here for it. I will stand in your golden shower of reviews. What? I want negative reviews too. Put them all there.
Yeah.
There's a spot for that. Or a streak for that. However you cut it, however you pinch it off, we want it.
And this.
God, she is pissed, dude. Shots fired, shots taken. This has been another episode 1 for Wrestling on the Rocks with your duo at Ref Marsh, at Kevlar on the Rocks with an X, the Ironics.
No.
Giving you a last call
He didn't do anything.
from Wrestling on the Rocks. Cheers. That's last call.
I'm going to take my headshots elsewhere.